if it works. Hey everybody, this is Grimcad. We're back with some more of our D&D on Wednesdays. We are going to be jumping pretty much right into it after some brief introductions, because that's a thing apparently need to be doing. But anyway, I'm the DM. I am Grimcad. Hello. Let's go down the line as we see the people right here. And Janeon, say hi.
Hi. God, I'm gonna have to recatch up on my voice. It's been nearly a month.
Gotta get some coffee for it. Surely that'll help.
I am out of sugar.
Sugar? I said coffee.
Good man.
Adrian, say hi.
Hello.
You're a bit far away from the mic. Even that grunt was way better.
How's this?
Much better.
I moved my mic 1 centimeter down.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Guts, say hi.
Morning. Hoping I don't die this time. Apparently.
Rick, say hi.
How's it going?
And Tadpole.
Hey, everybody! It's my impersonation of our lovely DM.
I hope my voice isn't quite that shrill. Not quite. I know how it is. Sometimes I get excited, but...
It's all good.
But yeah, apparently today is Thursday. Who knew? I had a prior obligation on yesterday, which ironically got canceled anyway. So I just went out and had some fun instead of playing D&D. I'm sorry.
You're saying you don't have fun playing D&D?
Are you saying we're not fun?
All right, hold on.
I'm out of here. Damn it.
I had different kinds of fun. So, to recap, last week, gosh, some things happened. And we had a couple of other people miss as well, so we will sort of do a big recap. Let's see, we had a sort of war council or something with the leadership of the town, and we decided on a couple of things that we're going to be doing. Basically things to get ready. We're setting out scouting parties. We're breaking people up like that. There's a militia and there's guardmen. We're having them team up, go out and do things together, and hopefully not die. We, as a party, decided that we were going to go scouting and try to get actually find out where these things are, where their territory is. So we went out, and after doing some probing, and this is actually the wrong map, whoops, we found out that in the area that we were before, fairly close, there were some tracks of an even larger type of Kuthrik that we saw. We are presuming it's some sort of guardian, and it is patrolling the tunnels and the corridors. They look even bigger and badder. We managed to kill one, and it was sort of it wasn't really an iffy fight, but it was definitely something that was stronger than any of the other things that we have fought before. We hung around for a little bit, I believe, and several more of these large ones showed up. 3, in fact. There was somewhat of an exciting chase scene where they are shooting things at us, we are shooting things at them, all the way back to the city. Right in front of the gates, we wound up having just our big, flat-out battle. And we learned a couple of things. We learned that they're pretty annoying, pretty strong, and we also learned something maybe a bit more important, too. We learned that the gate, sort of the bone wall, can be controlled. It was alluded to before, but one of the guards on the inside of the gate wrestled with a talisman or amulet of some sort and was able to make a section of the gate sort of animate, leave the gate and, well, start to go and help. However, that is pretty much the time that we killed the things, so we don't know how well it works. After doing some talking with the people in the city, we found out a little bit about it, and it's some sort of... It's not exactly... I mean, okay. Let me start that one over. Whenever you're using it, it feels like you're wrestling with a physical object in order to get it to do your bidding. And we're not exactly quite sure how that translates. We haven't used it ourselves, but there's definitely something physical about using these amulets to control.
And you said it's one of the guards who has these?
Yes, one of the guards had it. I believe we did a little bit of asking around, and there are several of these amulets in circulation with the guardsmen. We don't exactly know how many, but presumably more
You
than
should find one.
Can we not have the bones try control the bone pile though, just in case it, controls them?
As a reminder, they're supposed to let me examine the amulet and give me a pearl if I can find one.
Right. This is probably the wrong map. Apparently I'm doing that a lot today.
Give me my pearl, Grim.
So, we're going to be picking up right there. It is the night of the 10th day. Or it should be. One other thing. We spent some time and we gathered some wheat. Or alien wheat.
Which they won't have enough money to pay us for, the bastards.
It's probably pretty unlikely.
So who did we steal the wheat off of?
When we were going out scouting, we stopped in the fields and we just sort of, took a couple of hours and stole it.
Took some wheat.
Yes.
Yeah, because they can't grab it all, and everyone asks, like, oh, we're just using this to set up a trap, because the food will draw them in. And we put it in Devil Dog's bag of holding. Because we calculated that the wheat kernels are like a few 10 of thousands of seeds alone. And we have like
So
5 pounds.
you've got random floating bits of corn and wheat inside your bag of...
No, they're in 5 burlap sacks.
Oh, okay.
But we're
I was gonna
give
say, reach in for something useful, pull out wheat.
pull out a whole fully grown corn stalk. What the hell?
This is weird.
Where's all this wheat coming from?
There are fields around the city.
Yeah. Did you mention that, what's the fuck's his name? Red dude, Troll messed with the map?
Yes, that's another thing.
Oh.
When you went out and did your scouting, you were making a map
page
to sort of put out where they were. Nope, this is the wrong one. Troll, of course, is pretty insistent that he wants you to mess things up, as it were, quote unquote. He wants you to make it seem like things are much more dire than they actually are.
And we discovered 2 things. One, there's nothing below this red line in terms of things, and they can't cross the river. So he basically just extended the lines closer to the city and made them across the river too.
We did a little bit of scouting across the city in sort of this area right here, and there were no evidence of tunnels or anything like that. But when we shared the map with Chol, he put evidence of those tunnels on there. Any questions about the recap or anything like that?
Did we take a rest after we got back?
We have not yet.
Did
Probably
someone?
I think we were about to, because I remember Tadpole was injured and was trying to sleep, and I think they said they'd give us the rest and then they'd look for the stuff we asked for, I want to say.
I vaguely remember something like that, but unfortunately I'm not quite sure.
I just remember going to the pool, they said, yeah, take the night off, sleep, you guys did a big thing, you're heroes, you killed 3 more of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
then-
I have no hit points off right now
Yeah.
on my character sheet.
Okay. Then yes. We have in fact slept, and instead of being the night of the 10th day, it is now the morning of the 11th day. So you get your benefits of your long rest, and we're not building up exhaustion or anything else because we finally got a good night's rest.
Did anything happen during that, 8-hour period?
No. The other thing was that the caravan is moving into the city proper. Pretty much everybody.
And all
It
those rat
is
ladies.
somewhat dangerous out there, so they decided to break camp and come in, even though they're not seeing a ton of stuff. And yes, all the rat ladies are trying to, and really all the rat folk in general and the caravan are really talking up the city and really starting to spread rumors. Again, their goal is to sort of spread a panic about the place, so people want to leave the city or town or whatever, I guess, Not super important distinction, but it's there. So we all get rooms in King Gontar's cellar, which is the place. And funnily enough, I don't have rooms made up, so I don't think it's super important. But we all wake up, we all come down, and not many people here in the tavern for once. The rat folk, they're around here, a couple of other people, but mostly it's people you recognize. It's not a lot of citizens or anything.
If we're back in the tavern, you never changed the map back, just saying.
Oh. Yeah. I was there, but I didn't change it.
I'm assuming it's a very ugly, bright, clear day, and not a lovely, overcast day.
You know what? We will give a roll for it this time. Even good, odd, overcast. Hey, it is a wonderfully overcast day.
If we ever
That's
get a
the
1 on that roll, it's a superstorm.
Alright, to cast control weather, please. Make it snow. It's all the Kuthics' fault. There.
So Peter is there, the owner of the tavern, and he's more or less coordinating meals for everybody. When he sees you all come down, and presumably you're not all coming down exactly at the same time, just sort of trickling down in 1s and 2s, you're greeted very warmly by him. Welcome. What can I get for you? Of course the breakfast is on us. There's no reason not to. We have some mutton, of course, and I suppose we could make you some gruel if you prefer something lighter.
Ah, the meat sounds good. Just give me, like, everything.
Everything?
Well, as much of everything that others aren't going to eat, yeah.
He likes all the toppings.
Like, Janeon here's free food, and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna make the most of that.
Right. Well, we'll get you a couple of chops and all that. We'll take care of you. Will you be drinking this morning, or some people do, some people don't. You might have a busy day, but I will have to charge you for the alcohol, I'm afraid.
Just water.
He looks a little disappointed and nods his head. All right. And brings you his food. It's, pretty simple stuff. Mutton, chops, lamb chops, however, and, this gross, as I mentioned, porridge. Which really isn't super gross, but, it's not something I'd call appetizing.
It's gruel. It's basically watered cardboard.
Okay.
So yeah, I just sit down and start munching away.
And I presume that eventually everyone else comes down and grabs a bowl of food and eats.
So, I don't suppose the loss is back yet. I talked to Peter.
No. It should be a few days before he's back still, I believe. Although it's getting close to time. Man, I got the hiccups. Excuse me.
To the best of us.
Probably another day or two. I'd imagine he'd be riding fairly quickly, but... Well... Gosh, I certainly hope nothing has happened to him.
Knowing our luck, I wouldn't be sure about that.
That is unfortunate.
I'm sure he's capable himself, and he's got an escort. The rat folk are pretty robust.
Certainly robust at eating, it seems. And he sort of glances darkly over in their direction, where all the usual figured are sitting together and certainly feasting on some mutton chops. Not the beard.
They definitely have a higher caloric intake, I'd assume.
Alright, well, if you'll excuse me, I better go count stores, see how much we have.
How are we doing for everything as of last time we counted?
Not bad. We've been going through my food a bit, well, quicker than normal. Business has been good, to say the least, but it's a little slightly worrying. It's harvest time coming up, but with all those damn rats being forced to the south, well, they've been mucking up the fields pretty well.
Is there any help you would like with that?
I mean, if you want to go out and kill the rats in the fields, feel free, but, gosh, I don't know if that's the most important thing right now.
All that plausible.
That would be very, I don't want to say inefficient, but probably certainly not the best use of our time right now.
That shouldn't probably the amount of pesticide we'd need to quarter them off somehow. There's like swarms out there.
What if we just burned all the fields? It'll kill them all that way.
I mean, I'm sure a decent amount would scurry away at the sight of smoke.
That's one way to sink a ship, to kill the captain.
Gives you a really
Not if we burn them
incredulous
quick enough.
look. It's like, well, sure, likely that would get rid of the rats, but it would also get rid of all of the wheat. We wouldn't have anything to eat then.
There
No,
would be
probably
plenty
not.
to eat at the city.
And plus, unless if we could somehow get them in the same place, maybe. But there's several fields, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't want another Potter incident, so yeah, no, let's not do that.
Stay away from the fire until we have to set the forest ablaze or something. I'm sure they just dig right under it, though, the bastards. It's very hard to sear off things that can just move dirt like I can snap my fingers. Tried flooding in the, we found the eggs, they just closed it off and popped up like 10 feet away.
Hmm.
And I opened a small tributary into that damn river, you know?
So, unlikely that we'll be drowning those things anytime soon, is what you're saying.
They seem, again, like those rabbits, they seem to be able to move dirt unnaturally.
Interesting. Well, frankly, I'm somewhat out of my element here. I'm not quite sure what to do about it. Of course, I can run an inn and manage things, but fighting off hordes of monsters, somewhat out of my wheelhouse.
Any update on the amulet in that pearl, by the way? We should definitely see if we can sink the walls sooner than later, so to speak.
Nothing from me. You'd probably have to get over with Eckert about that.
Right.
I don't think he's even quite up yet. Busy night last night. Or at least he was up for a while.
A lot of organizing, I assume.
Exactly.
All the militia showing up, have there's been any issues in the farms besides the rats yet?
Not that I know of, but again, I'm not exactly the person you'd ask for that.
Yeah.
Alright, and if you have nothing else for him, he goes off to the back to presumably count or do whatever it is he's doing. And so you are all pretty much left in the inn eating your food alone.
So the rest of the NPCs aren't there? Or just the named ones?
There are NPCs there. These are mostly, pretty much exclusively, people from the caravan.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna go sit by Chol and Zush.
Alright.
For the sake of privacy, does Chol speak Zistral?
He does not.
Man, you're probably one of the only people who speak that thing.
So I've just been assuming we've been talking amongst ourselves that there's some weird combination of Draconic and fucking Goblin at this point. Gobconic? Draglin? I don't know. Guts, what do you speak? Guts?
I mean, I assume we all speak common.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you're
Wait.
speaking common, unless you're...
I'm just saying for the sake of, in case we need to, talk in front of their faces. Guts, do you speak Goblin or Draconic at all? Or are you there?
Draconic?
Oh, Goblin?
No, I speak Dwarvish, Undercommon, and Common.
Okay. So if we ever need to talk amongst ourselves, so just see me switching between 4 different languages.
You think anyone here would know Undercommon?
Probably not.
The rat folk would all know Undercommon.
Well, are we trying to keep our conversation from them?
No, I'm just saying if we ever need to talk in front of the natives. pretty sure no one here speaks Draconic. Someone probably speaks Dwarvish.
I speak Draconic.
Well, I'm saying like non-PC members. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You, Zush, I, and Rick speak Draconic. I know me and freaking Janeon speak Goblin, and I guess
I
that
speak Goblin.
the bad people can speak Undercommon together. Just covering our bases if we need to be secretive about stuff. I assume Tadpole is cleaning the tavern in that note.
Say that again?
Is Tadpole cleaning?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm making sure all the chairs are exactly 2 feet apart. Get my little ruler out.
But anyhow, back to my
Exactly 2 feet?
question. Exactly.
Everyone needs to take 1 level in Thief so we learn Thieves can.
Boy, that is a brilliant idea.
Right? Or
And sneak
Druidic.
attacks.
It's not a bad idea.
So what are we up to today? Did anyone have any overbearing plans?
Yeah, what's trolling them up to? Let's conglomerate, so to speak.
They're more or less eating dinner. Troll is still poring over
Dinner.
breakfast, whatever.
What day is it?
Chol is still poring over this book that was in Alas's possession. The one about the Kuthric.
Have you found anything interesting to do with the bugs?
Not a lot. Honestly, as I mentioned before, it's less about them and more about this hero who's ironically unnamed throughout the entire thing. There's hints and pieces here. I think the last thing that I mentioned that I'm reading is that even though they seem to really while they seem to do a lot of killing and stuff, they don't do a lot of eating. Generally, once they kill something, it seems like they take it back to their lair. They never eat anything out when they kill it. What that means is, your guess is as good as mine, but it might be useful.
So if we could maybe, like, feign death, we might get taken right to their queen.
If only I took Feign Death level 2 ritual.
It's a thought, but sort of an iffy one. I don't know if you'd want to be brought straight to the middle of the hive.
What about that little shithead kobold? Not you!
Well, I haven't really been looking at that. I guess I could have some of my people ask around.
So we haven't heard anything else from him yet.
No.
Jaden kind of slumps in his meal and looks like he's thinking.
I don't suppose there's anything about natural predators in there or any symbiotic relationships.
No, I'm afraid not. That feels like a stretch even for... I mean, I'm only getting, again, bits and pieces of what these things... he barely describes them. It's almost as if they are the footnote to everything else that this person has gone through, fought, and killed.
This is just Alas's notes. This isn't all they have from the library, presumably, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna check out the library then, if someone can give me direction. Maybe an investigation check will help us. Do you guys want to rally the troops or something in the meanwhile? Maybe we can lure them down a tunnel or something.
All right, so Adrian is going to head towards the library. It's not a secret. You could ask anybody, and they would be more than happy to point you to where it is. What about the rest of the party?
Is there any kind of market in town or a general store or something?
Yeah, without much difficulty. There's, an open-air market. We visited it before. Not a lot in terms of adventure supplies.
Janeon's probably...
Just a little bit.
Oh, no, but there would be, like, cooking supplies and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, Janeon's going to go spend a couple of hours shopping for just cooking supplies and stuff. I'll just mark it off on my sheet. But that's what he'll be doing for the morning at least.
All right. Guts, is there anything you would particularly like to do in the morning?
I mean, I'll probably go to the market and see if I can. If there's anything.
You broke up. Is there anything specific you're looking for, or?
Say, hey, if you find a pearl, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
I mean, mostly I guess doesn't have to be like big or like super important, but maybe yeah, mostly just magic artifacts. Maybe anything that'll be useful for what we're doing right now.
Okay. Rick, yourself?
With Adrian to
Hold on.
see what I could find out.
Let me exit and come back into Discord. Everybody's a robot.
Robot, yeah.
The only one that's been a robot for me.
Okay.
Beep beep, boop boop, bop 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 bop, beep beep.
So what was that, Rick?
Am I better now?
Yes.
Yeah, I said that I would probably to the library read up
Okay.
more.
And finally, Tadpole.
I'm just cleaning, making spit shining all the glasses, licking all the plates clean, making sure everything's organized.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to assume everybody is doing this until about noonish, when we will be rendezvousing back at the tavern. Guts, can you give me an investigation roll? And Janeon, you can give me one as well if you would like to assist her with her search for useful things.
So
Can I just give her advantage?
We can do it like that.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
Yeah. I didn't. I intended to say that before they roll.
There's not a lot of things here in this market that you would specifically think that's, oh yeah, this is extremely useful. There are, however, cropping up a couple of healing potions. There's 5 of them for sale, 50 gold each. It's just a normal base one. And there are a couple of vials of poison cropping up for sale, too. Those are 3 vials of it. Each vial would have 2 doses in there, and they are selling for 100 gold each.
Is that for
Which
a
did you say
packet of
it for?
3 or for one of the vials of
For a
2?
single vial. It's come out that you are looking for it, and so prices on poison have dramatically increased.
Cheekies. I'm probably gonna nab me one of those healing potions.
Okay, and 50 gold, and then it's just a base
Yeah.
healing potion.
How many did you say there were for sale?
There were 5 healing potions and 3 vials of poison.
How many did you say you wanted to buy, Adrian?
I'm just buying one.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Janeon. You're buying
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I'll buy the
Just
other
as
4.
a emergency.
Okay. It's at a steal compared to what you're used to.
Oh
Exactly.
yes.
No interest in the poison?
If I had the money,
Okay.
will they trade a special cloak that will make them move really, really fast?
If you're looking to trade a teleportation cloak, yeah, they'll trade.
A cloak of bloody displacement, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It has 1 charge, but I throw in that if they can add more pelts to it, if they're ever in the area, they can always add more charges to it.
Yeah, they will happily hand over.
2 of the vials.
They will happily hand over all 3 of the vials.
Nice, easily done then. So is there anything special I need to know about the poison, or did I just get ripped?
Um.
I just got ripped.
Let's be honest, we weren't going to use that thing after we left this place.
Yeah, like honestly, there's 1 charge left. It was either gonna basically be wasted or throw on a gamble that we get some good points.
Well, it's not great. I mean, it's a DC 10.
Yeah, I take it back to Tadpole and gift it to them either way, and ask them to see if it was really worth.
By the way, for reference, Grim, what stat blocker were you using for those spiders I got? A typical giant spider, giant wolf spider?
Pretty much. They're just the giant spiders. They're the same stat block of what I used for them the first time, when we fought them.
Okay, so they have the DC 11 poison, is what you're saying, stuff like that.
I believe it was DC 8 for them.
I'm just going off the regular giant spider stat block.
I have it archived right now, and I'm not going to look it up, frankly, because they're not even here, so...
How to breed spiders to have more potent venom? Google. And I'm on
Vitamins?
a list now.
You're going to test it on?
You take away their venom, and then they end up like whitetails, and those things are just nasty.
But anyway, these vials of venom are a DC 10 Constitution save for half damage, and it does 1d6 poison damage.
Well, Tadpole, you have 3 vials of that poison.
Okay.
And each vial has 2 charges in it, or 2 uses in it.
Well, these spiders are weaker than usual then, because all the spiders in the Monster Manual have DC 11, except for the Swarm. But no one likes the Swarm. The Swarm can go swarm off.
Alright, so in the library, which, if you're, curious, is this little orange building right here. You and Rick both head in, and the place is small. Not very large at all. It's a public thing. Not a lot of people seem to use it. There's an old lady there at the counter, and she sees you, and she's flabbergasted that you're here, basically. Hello? How can I help you?
Yes. I was wondering if you would have any, probably more of a bestiary of sorts somewhere around here.
Well, sure, I could probably find something. Okay, yes, we'll probably start you off with Osric's. That's pretty much the standard thing. If you'll give me a few moments, I know it's around here somewhere.
Okay. Anything you think would have more stuff on the Kruthic at all would be helpful. The notes Alas gave us read like a bad autobiography.
Oh, well, Osric's is a good place to start. We'll look for things. Feel free to just have a poke around. It'll take me a little bit of time to find it as well.
Okay.
Let's get investigation check.
Can I have my owl give me advantage by helping me look?
You can have Rick give you advantage by helping you look.
I had a +8, Rick. Help me up, bro.
A +8.
Yes.
I can give you advantage, yeah.
Exactly.
I can help you look.
Oop. 27.
So, yes, we have found out a little bit of information from it. We found out several things with a 27, in fact. You beat the DC. So, the most notable thing, a lot of it's just confirming what you know so far. There are several castes. There's 4 normal, and then, of course, there's a queen caste. The queen pretty much sits and, lays eggs all day. Very ant-like. And really, that's their closest, correlation. You did find something somewhat important. It does not appear that the Kuthrik eat fresh meat. Instead, what they wind up doing, again, very much like ants, is they take bodies or whatever, or anything organic pretty much, and take it to basically what is a big room, and they store it there. There's a sort of a fungus in the room that gradually covers everything organic and begins to break it down. It grows from corpses, and what the Kuthrik wind up doing is they wind up eating this fungus off the corpses, but not actually eating the corpses themselves. You've also seen, in your flipping through books, the name Iflo Pawa several times.
That little shitbag.
Turns out that what you're getting is not what you are seeing. Apparently, he was a wizard of significant renown about 500 years ago.
Oh, fuck.
So this is a time pretty much just before the corpse wall got put up. No correlation between him and the corpse wall, or at least anything that you've ever seen. But the name does come up here and there, and mostly it's how powerful of a wizard he was. He was apparently human, however, and certainly not a kobold.
So is this kobold just stealing his name, or has he been like transmogrified?
I mean, apart from the immortality armor, kobolds can live for centuries. They just never fucking do.
It's because they're like, 2-hit dice.
Positive that strength wouldn't have a problem changing to a kobold, would they?
Is there anything about
Or putting a wall up?
Yeah.
Or
You guys are both talking. I couldn't. Couldn't hear either of you over each other.
Go, Rick, go.
I was just thinking connected to a whole lot more of this than
It's possible. What you're getting about Iflo is, again, not very hardy. You're seeing his name a lot. You could do more research on it. It would take a lot more time to do it. You're having to translate languages and all that, and sometimes things are being written by people who don't have a great grasp on the language they are writing in.
What languages are they in? I know a lot of languages.
Well, there's some Draconic in there. There's, Underdark in there. There's a couple of other things that you don't recognize.
So what you're saying is I have to cast this as a ritual.
The problem is that it's not necessarily just a language you don't understand.
It's just weird.
That they themselves were not extremely proficient in the language they were writing in.
Why would you write in that language? Fucking scribes. You'd have a scribe skill for uniform writing seminar. That's what happens when you don't unionize and set a standard for your writing.
Well, welcome to worlds where invention is not important.
I'm going to write the most obscure dialect again, so only other people as far as I can help. And you finally decipher the book, and it's just a fucking cookbook.
Man, but what a cookbook.
Alright. Is there anything about Kruthiks, like, natural, like, what they don't like? Anything they're afraid of, or any, like, natural enemies, or any, like, besides the fungus, that seems like a symbiotic thing, and the other things they have such a relationship with that we could abuse, like...
it doesn't seem like
bunnies.
they have much in the name of natural predators. Generally, they work a lot like other insects. When a hive gets too large, a new queen is created. The queen winds up taking some of the other Kuthrik out and starting another swarm somewhere else.
Like, do they have any weaknesses of the armor, fire, anything with undead or dragons or anything like that?
I mean, they're normally weak to all that, but they don't have any particular strengths nor weaknesses like that. I mean, they're beefy, but
they're not secretly allergic to sugar. I got it.
You're right. They do have... this was another probably important one that may not have picked up. They do have the ability for tremor sense, so they can know where you are without seeing or hearing you. Just from vibrations in the ground.
Everyone, we're going to learn how to cast Levitate and just make a daisy chain. Someone will have a propeller. And we're going to Mission Impossible through the tech cavern system, okay? No.
So has there been any other sightings of these things while we were asleep or doing other things? Okay.
None. And you'd get that just from people coming in and talking to them at the inn,
Okay.
You're gonna have to stir them up. Is there any way to stir them up or piss off the hive? Any things we shouldn't do that we should do, so to speak?
Well, they're pretty territorial. Certain castes, most will just attempt to chase off, but the larger castes, as we've seen before, give chase.
Probably just have to get some more hive lords, have them chase us back to the city, and not kill them off, so they know they can fucking come here, maybe. We should definitely see if there's many tunnels moving this way.
Did we try to flood the tunnel?
Yes.
Okay. To no
They
avail.
blocked it up, like, right away. I remember the first time I diverted the river into a hole that powder was found, and they just closed it up, and like 20 of them popped up 10 feet away.
Okay.
That's it for me, probably. Who else is doing stuff?
I
We all.
think that was the last, pretty much, unless anybody wants to do something before we group back
Nope.
together.
Nope.
Right. Then
Good.
we have grouped back together with whatever information and items we have received.
I don't suppose the library has discount spell scrolls.
No.
Well, yeah, I share what I know with Chol and all of them.
Good. That's good information. What I think... we've got a couple of options here. People are worried, obviously, about these Kuthrik. Bringing them towards the city was a good idea on your part, so they can see just how bad these things are. You killed them rather readily, which was, well, good, but perhaps unfortunate, because they do certainly believe you're the heroes and they stand no match for you.
Well, yeah, they said no match to us, but we got pretty bloody. So imagine if we got disposed of, or we weren't there, so to speak.
Well, I'm not quite ready to kill you off over this.
I'm just saying we could, maybe agitate them and then,
I almost think that that's playing it a little too dangerously. These things don't actually look like they're coming closer to us without us provoking them. It might be worth doing a couple of things. You could lead out some patrols, and then they could have a accident that would certainly stress to them that these things are much more dangerous than they look to. Another thing that I'm very curious about is getting my hands on one of these amulets that control the bone wall. We know they've had some sort of issues with this wall before, as it's been, I don't know, exactly spawning undead or so, and they've been going out. We certainly haven't seen any, but the rumors are certainly there. Perhaps if we somehow got our hands on one of them and, well, did some internal damage to the city, well, that would stack on some more panic.
Are we all hearing this, or is this a private conversation?
This
Between
is
him
a private conversation. If you wish to be included on this conversation, you can be. Chol's taken a trusting to you from the party members.
Okay, yeah, I'll drop in on the conversation while I'm cleaning.
Okay.
Have I noticed these amulets? Are they actually wearing them amulets, or are they being kept in pockets or?
Being kept
they-
in pockets. They are not wearing them out in the open. They do their best to try to keep them hidden.
Is there anybody in the tavern here that might have an amulet?
Likely Eckert would.
Do we need to speak if he has one for me to look at it?
We could take somebody who has an amulet out on one of those raids. Accident happens.
I'm sure they'd probably keep it in the city, you know what I mean?
What if we got them to bring a chunk of city with us to help take on some of the bugs?
I don't think they can move the wall that well.
Well, Grim was saying that they did last time, didn't they? That they broke off a piece of the
what
wall.
they did is they folded it open.
Just like opening and closing it.
Yeah.
They can do that. What it looked like was happening was more like what you're describing, Janeon. It looked like a piece was starting to break free of the wall as a whole. But about at that time, you managed to kill all of them, so it aborted it.
I'm going to take some dirty dishes back to the kitchen, but when I get by Eckert, trip and spill them all over Eckert and try to pick his pocket.
Well, he's supposed to give us one, so.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, here's the amulet. Oh, where'd it go? Shit, where'd the amulet I was supposed to give you go? Whoops.
Oops.
Give us another one.
Oh, you mean this amulet?
Never mind.
That note, after we're planning, I do want to see if he has one and a pearl for me. But our plans, go raid Kruthik, take people with us. Have it go horribly well.
Can we just pipe at these guys' wall?
Maybe, but we have to get we have to see what the amulet does first.
Yeah.
Of course, that's not all of the options and things we can do. Our little friends have been doing some work in the city. I would suggest, of course, getting the townsfolk to stop dragging their feet and gather the rest of the sheep, coat them in poison, and send them up to the north. That'll take care of a large chunk of their foods. Setting the fields on fire would do something. It's been fairly dry for the last while. It does look like it's going to be raining soon, so that might be something we want to do soon if the fire starts. We do have our little friend that we can blame this on if we want to do that kobold.
Okay, so probably can merge that all into a few things, you know, take the sheep with us, have a regiment go out with us, lure them down the tunnels.
Alright, well, I have to use the restroom and refill my coffee. You guys talk about a plan. I'll be right back.
So, all in one, people take
I might
sheep.
go turn my jug on. It takes 10 minutes to boil, so I'll turn it on and rejoin that discussion.
What do you other three think?
Well, let's set some fires tonight. And
Whatever happened with the three assholes in jail?
They're probably still in jail.
Maybe we could, you know, something happens with them, they get out, the forest is on fire all of a sudden.
I was thinking talk to the rat folk, maybe see what they want to do, see if they can't get the rats to make fake tunnels really close to the city within an eye shot, so then people start really panicking.
I think the rats need a lot of rats to do that. I could make fake tunnels if we have them like stop off after like maybe 30 feet or so. So I can just move 5 cubic feet of dirt like Snap. You know what I really want to make? Like,
What's that?
downtime wise? I want to make first a decanter of endless water because that's fucking hilarious. But I really want to make some dust of dryness. Because that stuff is hilarious.
So why don't we set fires to the fields tonight?
Yeah, I'll just set off a luge explosion, honestly. Maybe we can say we were fighting the Kruthic at night, and a fireball caught some of the dry grain on fire.
I think that's a good idea.
We'll have to maybe kill some and drag the corpses to the field so they see them, they go investigate.
I wonder if there's a way we can get these 3 guys in prison broken out technically.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah, blame it on them.
All right, I am back. Have we decided on something, or do we still need a bit more time?
These guys that are in prison, the 3 guys in prison, is the prison like constantly under guard, or are they kind of just left locked in there?
Generally, it's under guard. Right now, they're more just sort of locked in there. Because most of the guards are out doing scouting and whatnot. There are a few there, 1 or 2 tops, but certainly not many at all.
You always have like a familiar sneak lockpick into them.
Well,
I mean, I don't think those 3 are gonna trust us breaking them out anyway.
oh no.
Exactly.
I was going to feed them poisoned food.
Oh, before we
and
take
then
them
take
out.
their
Oh
body,
yeah.
stuff them in the bag of holding, or kill them inside of there or something like that.
Can
I
we
think as soon
just
as I got
That would be concerning. If you weren't.
You broke up, Guts. I didn't hear you. Hello?
I was saying under any other circumstances that would be concerning, but
Yeah, let's chuck some people in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking we could just, unseen servant them a floating lockpick. And they get out, they presumably fuck off somewhere, or cause even, maybe they try to fuck with the city when they get out because they were unjustly imprisoned.
Yeah.
So literally walk in, they probably don't have enough hit points for sleep. Yeah, I don't think even 98 would probably put them under. They are adventurers. That's probably not enough. Sleep was stronger, I feel like, in older editions.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just walk in there and kill them.
But
They're locked in a cage of like shooting fish in a barrel.
pretty sure they, you know what I mean? That would look bad for us. Unless we made it look like a suicide.
We kill the guard first, and then leave the guard's body in there. Again,
Yeah.
I am evil,
Make it-
so sounds good.
Make
to
it
me.
look like they broke out.
Yep.
Or you could just slip them an anonymous lockpick.
And then just follow them.
Yeah. Or they could
And
just,
then kill them.
and you just see like this floating box of lockpicks just sneak around the one guard there, like in some cartoon. Like he's just floating behind him as he looks around, as it keeps jingling. And it just goes into the cell.
It's like
Or just
sort of
give them a single lockpick.
Is there windows to the?
To
Yours- the jail.
The jail?
The jail cell? Are there like outside windows with bars?
Not in the jail proper. There are rooms
Okay, so we can't slip something in through the window.
Question.
Then.
No.
Now, I know they have the underground tunnel thing where they keep the armory and stuff, which is probably stupid for crew sake. But on that note, what are the floors like in the jail? Are they dirt?
No, they would be stone or wood. Generally stone on the first floor, wood on the second floor.
Stone's not that issue. On another note, did we ever see that tunnel they have?
Down the
Is that
tunnel,
also-
down like the old well? No, you never saw that. Well, not whale.
Who brings in the food? Who feeds the prisoners? Is it come from the tavern, or does somebody at the jail actually make food for them?
It would probably come from the tavern, or from outside, certainly.
I got it then. We will bring the lockpicks in the food.
At least hide them there. I don't think we should be seen being involved with it.
Well, would I have taken food in before to prisoners?
Yeah, it's not such a stretch to think that you wouldn't have.
There we go. I'll just take them a lockpick and a dagger so they can kill the guard.
Alright.
All right, so I'm gathering that our plan is to do some things to free the 3 adventurers who are known troublemakers. Am I right?
The short gist is free them, cause shit we do on them, and maybe they might fuck some things up too.
Okay.
Yeah. So we should try to follow them. So I can bring him in the lockpick and a dagger, and you guys try to follow him, or we all try to follow him.
You know, it's not very often you get to be both the good guys and the bad guys in your own story.
I know. I like it.
Just wait until we get we keep working with the Red House. Just wait till I get Anime dead. We go out, we kill the issue, then we reanimate the issue. You know.
So I'm going to make, a meatloaf or something like that, and then I'll go ahead and put a dagger in it and some lockpicking tools.
Okay.
I'd do a soup or something like that. A meatloaf, you can easily just get it cut into slices to see if something's inside
Let me
a soup or a stew.
When I bring food, do they check the food that I bring?
Not particularly.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. All good then.
While there is obviously some crime, as your thief, it's
What
not major.
Yeah.
What if we bring this on and they just choke to death on a lock?
It'll be so
That would be pretty epic.
So have
presumably.
we decided on a plan?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
I think
I'll tell them to meet us outside. I said I'll give them some kind of a message to meet us out, or meet me. I don't want them to think you guys are involved. Meet me outside of the walls, at midnight, north of the wall at midnight. And then
You're
you guys can wait.
giving the prisoners a message to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Want to bring them the food.
All right.
Do I know that any of them speak thieves' cant? Either of those 3?
You do not.
I do not know.
You do
or
not
they-
know.
Okay.
I think as they even get out by themselves, it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
The thing about thieves' cant is that you're able to use it like in front of guards and stuff and not have them notice. So you can
Exactly.
test to see.
Exactly. Hey, maybe Guts can give us a quick diversion while I take in the food to make sure the Guts is not in the room, or the guard's not in the room when I give them the food.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. You kind of cut out. Would you say?
Why don't you, when I take the food, why don't you do like a fainting damsel in distress outside, something that could draw the guard out of the room while I deliver a message if they don't speak thieves' cant? Faint or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I can.
Guts just falls into a pile of bones. Don't worry about it.
Don't even.
She's malnourished. She's faint.
Diversion successful.
All right, I think we got a plan then.
All right.
Otherwise, I do believe we are going out later, right? Or are we just doing this for today?
Yeah, I think this is just for today. I think
Okay.
tonight is when we go do the more intense thing.
Then while you're doing that, I'll be with Eckert trying to make him give me shit.
Okay.
Janion's at the pub eating.
All right. So
Yeah.
Tadpole is going alone.
Well,
Guts.
Tadpole and Guts.
Tadpole and Guts are going to feed. All right.
Now we're going to do this for dinner, right? So we're going to wait till the evening,
Yes, they
so
get fed
they can get out under dark.
twice a day, anyways. So
Yeah. So we'll do this the evening meal, and let's have everybody wait outside the city, north of the city, concealed somewhere.
Between noon and then, do I have a chance to talk with Eckert?
You do. Eckert is in fact at the bar right now, eating his noonday meal.
We call it lunch here.
Don't judge me.
Anyhow. They say, hey,
Well,
Eckert,
Was that an actual regional dialect thing from you, Grimcad? Do you
No, not
actually
at
call
all.
it?
Not at all.
Okay. Good.
what happens if you have your noonday at 1? I think UK has like the 11s or whatever, the tea time, because apparently the turning other stuff off and like everyone turning on their tea kettles actually causes a power surge in the UK fucking power network. Just hilarious if you think about it. Everyone's having so much tea at the same time it causes a power shortage.
I can say hi real quick, but that's it.
Well, when you're British, there are just certain times you have tea.
All right, so Eckert's there. You approach Eckert. He's looking a bit on the tired side. Looks like he's probably spent most of the night up doing the organization for our plans. Hello? What is it now?
Oh, I was just wondering if you had any of the stuff we discussed last
Oh,
night. Like, take a
oh.
look at the amulet.
Right, your pearl thing. Yes, we managed to find the one. I remember you said you were looking for more, but people aren't giving them up. I had to buy that one, if you could believe it.
Can't believe they'd make you buy something in the state of emergency now.
Yeah, I know. I probably should have just taken it, but ugh.
This works out. Hopefully we can decipher the amulets better, and then we can sink the wall a bit. That'll be at least some good news we need.
Indeed. People are reacting poorly, especially the guards, to be frank with you. They're not used to going out and patrolling outside the city, and to make it worse, nobody's seen anything of these things. So of course everybody imagines that they're right behind them all the time.
Well, they do dig in tunnels and they do have tremor sense, so they probably are right behind them.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It
All
doesn't
right.
help that they, drag you off to the cave to eat you alive kind of thing either, if they can help.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yeah, they drag bodies back, especially fresher ones, back to the nesting grounds so the young can eat at you.
Ugh.
It's a fun time.
It's something. Alright, so what did you want to do with the amulet? You'll understand when I can't give it to you. We only have a few of them, but...
Oh, I was just hoping to take a closer look at the enchantments and see if there's anything that, maybe we don't know about and see how they work. No offense to magical item in the hands of a experienced practitioner is a bit different than, a random guard using it.
He looks angry for a moment, and then he sort of shrugs. I suppose you might have a point. Here, feel free to take a look at it. And he hands you the amulet, and it's pretty nondescript. It's basically a circle, and then there's it is on a, like, leather thong. There's sort of a carved out skull on it. Looks like it's just made out of iron. Nothing particularly fancy about it other than that. It's not particularly ornate or anything of that nature.
I need to pay you back after this all settles down.
I'd appreciate that.
But I'll grab the pearl and I'll go off. I'll set Barry nearby and I'll take the time to cast my first identity.
Right. Here you go. And he hands you over. It's actually just a piece of jewelry. It looks like a brooch of some sort, and it happens to have the pearl in the middle of it.
Well, nice craftsmanship at least. Where did you get this from?
Oh, one of the citizens.
Shame it was a jewelry shop. I know some people who would love the shop there.
I'm afraid we don't have much in the area for jewelries. Some comes through the market every once in a while, but not around here.
Definitely a difference in economies then.
Indeed.
Druids are a lot more abled in our city, I suppose. We have less of a food issue because the druids are taking care of it.
Alright, well, do your thing. And then bring that back to me if you would.
Sure. I'll just be over here. I start casting Identify then.
Oh.
Give me all the shit about this amulet, damn you. You see me cussing at the amulet at Draconic.
You just cuss at it. Oakley dokley. So the way it works is that whenever you want to use the amulet, it's basically a strength check for whatever you want to do. You can use it as many times a day as you want to, but for each action you have to do, you have to make a strength check. It's going to be a DC 15, so not easy, but neither difficult. You're sort of actually physically putting your strength into it to make it move. And then it follows sort of simple commands, and it follows them very precisely too. You could, in theory, have the entire wall sink down, although that would be lots of checks for it, because you'd have to do about each 5-foot section or so at a time. And basically that's how it works. It sort of mobilizes a 5-foot section of the wall. Yeah, I might be missing things out, but that's pretty much it.
Who the fuck would make something this obscene?
Somebody strong.
I have a guess to who it would be.
Look, I'm gonna make an Arcana check. I want to try to understand the enchantment a bit more. Maybe I can work with it. I don't suppose anyone magically inclined like Gabriel or someone's in the area.
No, you haven't seen much of the other two, Gabriel or... Oh gosh, I forgot his name without looking at it.
Last name. I shot over the Chol. Do you know where Gabriel is by chance?
Loris, that was the other one.
Loris.
Out and about, probably. With luck, they're working on enchanting the rest of those damn rings. Their work doesn't end.
If you can drag one of them or help both of them away for a second, this amulet is fucking weird. Make sure I say that to Eckert. Like he hears that part.
Right. Well, we can get them without much trouble. They shouldn't be far. They go only a map away, in fact.
You gasp. First, I want them to here to help me with an Arcana check so I don't fail.
Sure. Well, they're there now.
Yeah, I just show them over and I hold out the pearl if they need to use it. Like, look at this thing.
They go ahead and cast their own spells on it. That's very odd. You know, we happen to be two people who more or less specialize in creating magical items.
I like to consider myself an amateur artificer, but yeah, I agree. This is
It's
Why would you-
clever.
definitely, but why would you?
Well, I imagine you make it difficult to use so you can, in turn, use it so many times a day. It doesn't appear as if there's a restriction on as many times you can. In theory, you could use it to make sure only the right people are using it for any purpose.
I suppose. You think we could maybe jig the safety locks off to make it more easier to use? Maybe like a bigger section at a time.
Not without reworking the entire thing, and that would take both time and money.
I'm gonna whether just here we're discussing it. I want to make an Arcana check with advantage to see if I have any epiphany.
Okay.
That's okay. +8, don't fail me now, a 21.
Not really.
Hmm.
I mean, you kind of know how it works. You maybe could make one, but it's still pretty powerful magic in there.
How long would it take me to make one?
Weeks.
Yeah, I figured. Well, at least it's something maybe we can send back to the college. I'm sure they'd appreciate seeing weird enchantments.
They certainly both nod at you.
I'll make some notes down. Actually, I'll have an unseen servant to make some notes, because I'm lazy that way. And then I'll give Eckert the amulet back after
Okay.
we've all looked at it. But yeah, that's an interesting enchantment to say the least. It takes off power restrictions to making you have, I'm sure as you know, making you have to do everything physically and one at a time. The amulet itself could sink the wall. You just have to go to each individual piece and do it manually.
Ugh, that would take forever.
The stronger person you have would be helpful too. I'm sure, like, I have, is Rick here? What's Rick doing?
Where are we at the moment?
Rick's here. You'd still be with the others in conversation, just shooting the breeze.
Oh, yeah. I would be around.
Are you
I would be around.
out of character, are you more strength or constitution based?
What was that you got out?
So out of character, are you more strength or constitution based? Like, what's your modifiers?
Strength is high one.
Strength +5, con +2.
Yeah, exactly. I imagine Rick here, the beastly visage he is, could probably help out. He's pretty strong.
Likely, but it would still take forever. We're talking about a wall that surrounds the entire city. We only have 5 of the damn things.
I mean, definitely some time you maybe grab your strongest few men, start working on it at least. You just have to wrestle it down. It shouldn't take... It's more tedious than it sounds if you have the strength to do it.
I suppose you're right.
You could
and
probably just start with the north-facing wall, too.
the alternative, of course, is much worse than... Yeah. Alright, we'll work on getting some men Well, sinking our wall.
I would have cared. Hopefully some of them fuck up.
Are we actually just getting them to just take their own defenses down?
It all comes tumbling down, tumbling down.
Like, what happens if you roll a natural 1 on this? Realistically, does the wall just eat you?
The wall just grows.
Possibly?
Grows
they
by
have to
one
make
person.
Like how long is one length of the wall?
What do you mean?
Like how long? What's the how long is the wall around the city?
Okay. Well,
Like,
we happen
precisely
to
the
have
north.
a scale down here, so
Like, precisely, this part, the northern part, I'd assume. Maybe the part by the fields.
Oh no, I moved my map. Well, we're probably talking about like
20 feet.
I'm gonna guess
that's
each-
not to scale.
I'm gonna guess each part of the wall is between each dot.
No, I think he said you have to do a 5-foot portion of the wall at a time, right?
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I'm saying they have a lot of opportunity if they're moving the entire wall to fuck up.
No, it's statistically guaranteed that they're going to in that case.
At least at some point, yes.
Yeah.
There is no chance that you'd basically go through the entire city of people if that's really 5 feet at a time that you're having to do that at.
Just sack some people, tell some people out having to wrestle with the thing, and if they fuck up, it means they could, the wall could come and start killing people, and they're gonna fuck up.
When you cast Identify on it, there's nothing about the amulet that will, fail and make the wall go out of control like that. It just fails.
Okay. So it looked like if you agitated the wall like we did, it could start trying to come apart by itself. This would be presumably mass agitation of it. I don't know, we have to start throwing people into the wall, maybe, who the hell knows. Would I be able to do anything with the knowledge of how it works without an amulet, if we need to make like a hasty entrance or something?
No.
I figured. Alright, that's all I wanted to do, I guess. I have a pearl now. Who wants anything identified?
I don't think we have a ton that needs identified. Usually I'm pretty
Yeah,
upfront
no.
with what we get.
Next time we freaking kill that kobold, though.
Alright, so. If there's nothing else, we will go ahead and fast forward time until the evening when we are to be feeding the guards.
Did you see my note about trying to pick up a couple daggers, maybe even a longsword and thieves' tools?
And no,
Okay, I typed it in. That's fine. While they're doing all that, I want to see if I can go to the market and see if I can find.
Not an issue. Even give me an investigation on the thieves' tools.
Okay.
But shouldn't be much of an issue. We're talking a DC 10, yeah.
Okay, so how much is a set of thieves' tools and a couple weapons?
Normal handbook rates, which I
Okay.
don't know off the top
Cheaper
of my
than
head.
in the city,
frankly.
I can say that much. We should literally just buy a lot of stuff here and sell it at the city.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm picking up a set of thieves' tools, an extra set of thieves' tools, and a couple daggers and a short sword.
Okay.
All right, that's what I needed, and I'm putting them in my bag of holding.
All right. Then you, like you mentioned before, you prepare a meatloaf.
Yep. Actually, I'm not even going to worry about that because I've got my bag of holding.
Okay.
I'll just bring him a meal.
Sure, and it can be nondescript because, well,
Yeah.
that's not super important.
No. And I'll just tell the group to wait outside, hide themselves in the field about half mile north of the city.
Okay, and presumably everyone does that.
Except for Guts.
Unless they're jerks. All right, so we get into the jail, as it were, and you're let through without much problems. It is the people we recognized before. The one who handled the weapons.
Oh, there's more than one person in there?
There are 2 guards.
Oh, well, then I guess I am going to be baking a meatloaf. I would have known there were 2 guards, right? I didn't think about that when I was talking about not making meatloaf. So since I would have known probably there's multiple guards, I guess I will make a meatloaf.
Sure.
And put thieves' tools and a dagger in there.
Okay. And actually, even before that, my next question is whether you guys are trying to sneak in, or are you just nonchalantly going in with the stuff?
I'm just going in with the stuff. Guts is going to be outside creating a diversion of some kind.
Okay.
You know, a damsel in distress scream.
So you come in, Tadpole. Couple of greetings.
Here to feed the prisoners.
Mentioned you recognize the people, the one who was sort of a jerk to the party and the one who was, using the party's equipment. They wave you through, and around this time, Guts makes her distraction, which would be...
Famous old rendition of Country Roads,
Here's old
belted from the top of a non-existent line.
Exactly. No, for a distraction, I'm going to. Should I make? I had to. I should shriek, and then collapse. Let out like an unnaturally loud scream.
So you're belting all out it, like you're magically belting it out,
Not magically, enough so that the guards inside can hear, but not so much that it will draw other people out.
All right.
The second they step out that door, cast Dissident Whispers on them so they run away.
While I walk in, my conversation with the guards, talking to bringing dinner, I'm going to be thieves canting. Does anybody understand thieves cant? Basically. And looking at the guards.
1 second, look at the characters again. Oh, I just hit the wrong button. I got a button on my mouse that goes back on the side, and I hit that by accident.
Tadpole, you should use the excuse that if they ask you what my deal is, you should say that, I'm very malnourished and I was with you because you wanted to keep an eye on me.
Very malnourished. Skin and bones.
Literally
yes,
skin and...
you do, as a matter of fact, get something
Only
back
half
from
of
the
it,
thieves'
actually.
cant.
Which one does?
It would be Toll, this person right here.
Okay.
Of course it's Toll, that bastard.
And you just do sort of a signal, and
Yeah.
then he thieves cants back. What do you want?
Okay. I'm waiting to hear any distraction outside yet.
Yes, you would have heard about at this point. And
Any reaction?
2 things happen. The one guard, we're going to call him the mean guard, comes out, and then Elia comes out as well from this room around here. What the heck is that all about? And he goes out as well to see what's going on, although he's sort of glancing back and forth. You there! Keep an eye on him. Tadpole, to the corner. And he sort of thumbs you over this way.
Okay. Okay. Well, and now are there bars or is it an actual room? Is
Bars.
it a door with a bars? Okay. Is this guy looking around, watching me?
He's more or less watching you. He's between you and the door. He's somewhat distracted, but not completely distracted.
All right. I'm going to hand them the meatloaf, and then I'm going to Thieves' Cant. The bastards don't think kobolds are descended from dragons. We need to burn this place to the ground. Meet me north of the city at midnight, half a mile. And I hand them the meatloaf. Food. And this is all in Thieves' Cant while I'm talking about how despicable they are. And boy, that really sounds like somebody's really suffering outside. Boy, it'd be terrible if somebody really died just outside the police office, sheriff's office there. Trying to get the other guy to peaceably look outside a little bit more. Do I get any response in Thieves' Cant?
You would. It would be very hesitant and pretty much hostile. Right. What are you... And then he just sort of takes the meatloaf. But does not go through it or anything like that. He's more or less got an eye on the guard.
Okay. Now, is the guard at any point looking away long enough for me to pull something out of my bag of holding?
If you're quick.
Okay, I'm going to do a sleight of hand and try to pull a sword out, a short sword out.
Okay.
Of course. That's up to you, my friend.
So he will have disadvantage. You're good.
All right.
But now they've just got this random short sword in their cell. Short swords aren't exactly hideable.
Well, no, they actually can be. To hold it behind your back. It's not a long sword.
Short sword's pretty
there's probably
short.
a cot. Then there's probably a cot. Things like that.
Yeah,
And,
true.
and I mentioned
hide.
there's a gift in the food.
All right.
And then I scream at in common, you guys are bastards. I hate what you've done to my city.
Presumably after passing the short sword over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And now you have pretty much undivided attention. You're like, ear, that's enough of that. Just leave him alone.
Oh, they're scum.
They
They
are.
deserve to die.
Well,
You're such a... You know what? With guards like you, I can sleep sound at night.
right. We'll feed the other one.
Okay. Go and feed the other one. And I'm continuing on in common how wretched they are, and just reaffirming the fact that they need to meet us because I need to take revenge on this vile city for the insult they've given to all kobolds.
All
I'm
right.
tired of being treated like dirt, yada, yada, yada.
So, Guts, you've been doing this screaming, and now you've got the attention of several peoples. And what's going on? What is it?
I'm feeling faint, and and I can't see. It's like I can only see darkness. I must eat something.
What? You need some food? What? And you're screaming
feeling
about
like,
it?
I'm feeling like pain in my side.
All right. Come with us. We'll get you to the temple. They'll look you over. The performer.
Only one brain cell.
So at this point, he and this is Elia, puts a hand on your shoulder and sort of begins to lead you to where the temple is.
You going to the sanatorium now?
Oh no. Does Tadpole need me? Do you think you'll need me?
Thing out by this time, I assume.
this is sort of happening at the same time as Tadpole is doing the other stuff.
Sure.
So you got a couple of minutes before.
Sure.
I'll collapse one more time.
All right, so
Rattling to the ground.
they would go, "Oh my gosh!" And then they would go and pick you up and find out that you're like, what, 40 pounds?
Really skinny.
If that.
Severely malnourished.
With your
Severely
equipment, of course.
malnourished.
And they begin rushing you over to the temple.
Well, we've got about 20 minutes before the entire city knows what guts really is. So let's do what we got to do.
Yeah, does Tadpole see them running guts away when she leaves at all?
Yes. So you see that they are heading in a different direction, pretty much carrying guts between the two of them.
Okay. Well, I kind of know what guts is. Kind of, sort of. She'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
She'll be fine. She's a clever girl.
You've got to skedaddle in case those three decide to start fucking shit up really like now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go kind of hide in shadows and kind of wait to see if I see them.
All right, so
Matter of fact, I'm going to say, yell, "Please take care of her!" And in Thieves Can't say, "The two guards have left. Now's your chance." Loud enough in Thieves Can't.
all right. So Guts, they rush you to the temple. We'll deal with that a little bit more in a moment.
They're gonna kill the guy that played with the weapons. I like him.
I wanted to kill him myself, frankly.
And then
Excuse me? I'm so lovable.
Talking about the guard, the one guard that's left behind is the guy that played with the weapons.
Yeah.
Nah, they ran off with guts.
No, the angry one and the warden ran off with guts. The other one that played with the weapons is still there.
yes.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
break
but
out.
wasn't the angry one the one that played with our weapons?
No.
No.
What are those rolls for, Graham?
The damn rolling dice is always.
Those are the Guts' feeding rolls. She's just being shoveled food.
You're just force feeding me.
So there's a bit of a commotion coming from inside the prison.
Oh god, do they fail miserably?
Like a lot of
They just got
commotion
They just got
coming from
murked, didn't
the
they?
inside of the prison.
If I hear the commotion, I'm going to go in and check it out.
Okay, you go in and check it out. This person and this person are free now. They have sort of the guard pinned up against the wall, and they're trying to do their darndest to fight them off, but or kill the guard. But they have been pretty well, let's say, abused, and are not in the greatest shape right now. So they are definitely struggling.
Can I join the melee?
You sure can.
Okay, I'm going to run up and I am going to. Now, can I count the prisoners as because of pack tactics?
As allies, you can.
As allies? Okay, then I get advantage. I'm going to attack this guy with my short sword.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
With advantage?
I only get one attack. I only get one attack. And that second attack is going to be, I'm going to use I'm going to kick him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't get a second attack normal yet. So So 18 and 23.
Okay, well, you managed
And
to
I
slip...
get sneak attack as well.
Yeah, totally unnecessary.
All right.
Yeah, you get in there, you sneak your short sword into his kidneys, and then you sort of just give him a good old
Jiggle.
punch in the other kidney. He seizes up and then collapses at your feet.
All right. I want to grab his purse and say, I'll see you outside the walls. Midnight. Half a mile north.
How do we get out of the walls?
That's up
You're
to you.
sure-
Be clever.
All right, and you run off. They presumably, do something.
Tadpole runs off screaming, "I'm a real dragon."
Guts. You're at the temple now. There is an elderly woman getting ready to look over you. You would have known this would have been the same person who wound up treating the other's wounds after your large fight with the Kuthrik before. So you know she is a physical healer of some sort, not a magical healer.
Wonderful. All right, so I have a plan. I have major image. Would I be able to make like a human version of myself?
Major image? Go ahead and post it real quick.
Why does no one have Ultra Self these days?
Believe so.
It seems completely real, including sound, smells, and temperature appropriate to the thing depicted. You can't do anything to damage with it. Use your action to cause the image to move. You get an ultra appearance where movements go natural for the image. Physical interaction
literally
reveals
just-
to...
No, wait,
no,
wait.
Last paragraph.
Can I just make like it fit over myself?
If they touch you, they can probably tell it.
We're gonna say yes, you can, but it's pretty much like Adrian says. If they touch you, it doesn't have a touching component to it, so it's gonna go through the image and touch your bones underneath. And you would know this, though.
Just give yourself skin, like you
Yeah.
are basically just a bulimic 12-year-old.
Yeah. Essentially. So that's what I'll do, and before it, like, when they put me down, like, obviously I'm gonna jump up, say, oh, I'm feeling so much better now, and then run.
And they get tagged to the ground by, like, the orderlies or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're in the sanitarium now, bitch. You ain't.
They said a temple, not the sanitarium.
Okay.
Do you think there's a difference?
So-
Maybe not here, but
They set you down, and as soon as they set you down, you go to bolt.
I'm gonna jump up and say, I think being off my feet is what helped. I'm feeling so much better. Thank you so much for taking me to this wonderful, wonderful temple. I'm filled with the spirituality of it. And then I'm gonna say that I'm gonna run off.
It'll
I'm
only be a
saved.
moment, my dear. Eh,
No, I think I'm feeling better. I'm actually a little claustrophobic, and
you collapsed. At least let her look you over.
I think I'm okay. I'm gonna go find, and she always helps me calm down in situations like this. I have a panic disorder.
And she goes to grab onto your arm.
Can I dodge her? I'm gonna do ballet out of there.
You know what? Give me an acrobatics check.
Oh Lord.
Dun, 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 dun.
and she reaches for you, and you just very gracefully just pull yourself back, twirl a little bit, turn around, and just sort of go.
That's how we do it.
There's sort of a guts-shaped, cloud right there, and the three of them are just sort of looking at each other. What just happened? But
There we
nobody
go.
chases after you.
Goddamn adventurers.
Why are they so weird?
Eccentric.
Like, come on. People who go diving into dungeons for a living, they gotta be crazy then.
I'll be right back in just a second.
It's in the job description. So I didn't die and I didn't get found out. Isn't that one?
That is a win. We'll call it a
I
win.
see this as an absolute.
See, I think that we're starting to look more suspicious than we just did. Think our party's getting a little bit more suspicious as time goes on.
Maybe.
I mean, to be fair, we have rat people and from another plane of existence as far as the higher-ups now.
I mean, who wouldn't find that sus?
At the end of the day, we can just turn around and start banging people on the top of the head, knocking them out, and drag them back to the city and wait for the next shift. Hey.
That's one way to do it.
I mean, I'm sure the Rat House said that. I mean, they prefer not to do that, but they're not opposed to doing that if it's
totally.
the final option.
Especially after we get rid of the guards and stuff. They can't defend themselves. We just steal the amulets, lock the gates, and we just start rounding people.
I mean, this is the path of least resistance, but we can't do that too if we have.
And we want to make them walk to the city on their own.
But we can drag them if need be.
All right. So,
When the DM comes back to morally ambiguous talks by the party.
I'm pretty much used to it at this point.
Wait, are we the bad guys?
Pretty sure we're the baddies.
Yes, after this, we
Get
just
rid of
need to
everybody.
invest in some common magic items to wow people, Like, ooh, a rope that mends itself. Look at us.
Everybody's got a lighter.
Yeah. Ooh, magic.
Okay, so that happened.
Alright.
And then we're pretty much just spending the rest of the day at the tavern, right? There's not long until midnight or so, but...
How much time do we have on that note?
Hmm?
How much time would we have?
It is the evening of the 11th day right now, because we waited until nightfall to do that.
I'm going to hide out just outside the gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I'm
pretty
with
much
her.
presume everybody's... We told them the north wall, right? Or the north gate? I've already
over here, I'm
forgotten.
presuming. North wall.
Right. Well, it's pretty much time when we should be there.
Are there any trees over here by chance?
No, very few trees are around. This is more grasslands than anything.
Can I hide in the bush?
You could.
Just making sure.
It would be very uncomfortable.
Huh?
But anyway, we're waiting. And waiting. And waiting.
And they don't show up.
They do not show up.
Okay.
What the fuck is...
Let's start lighting fields on fire.
You gotta know if they got out of the city or not, though. We need a scapegoat.
I feel like they may have just turned around and been like, hey, that other adventuring party broke us out.
Nah, I'm pretty sure when they stabbed the guards themselves with the blade that they have, technically.
Check their room. They might have even left it.
Before we actually start to leave the city, can I send my familiar to look in at are there windows in the front side of the jail they could look into?
No. There are windows on the second floor, but none on the first.
Is the front door 2 cell doors though, or what's the front door?
One's like a normal door, and the other is like a gate. Like the inner one is a gate, the outer one is like a normal door.
I will send the wonderful tag team duo. You ready for this? I send the unseen servant and the owl.
Okay. And you send them...
I just want the unseen servant to open the door so the owl can peek its head in.
Alright, it goes to open the door, and the door is immediately slammed shut. Moments later, guards come out of the front door, looking for whatever the heck was just trying to open the door.
And they see an owl just standing there.
The owl's
I'd
just
like to think it
hooting
would be just standing right in front of the door. Not flying, not hovering, just sort of standing there.
It just turns its head and looks at them.
Yeah, even better, it's looking away from them at first and then just spins its head around to look.
Can the owl see past them by chance?
You could see in a little bit, but
19, does that help?
I mean, it can't see through doors and stuff, so it would have been open
Or do they close
quickly.
the door again?
Well, yeah, they'd close it behind them.
Fair enough. Hoot.
They sort of give your owl a kick.
The owl flies off.
The owl takes 2 damage and is dead.
No. But now, however, there are guards
they say
staying
anything?
outside the prison.
Do they talk about anything about people breaking out or something? Like, what happened? Like, and then there's a fucking owl here. Maybe they came back or something. I'm sure they'd be talking about it, right? A dude got stabbed.
There was just one guard on the outside right now.
No guards are talking about it, though. We haven't heard anything from the town at all.
You guys are still outside.
No, I was talking before we left.
Oh, no,
Sure they
you
got
wouldn't
out
have
before we
heard.
left.
Like, there would have been some rumors saying that, yeah, there was a prison break and all that, but nothing, like, concrete. No, oh, we found them again, or anything like that.
But they got out.
Yes, presumably. Certainly not in there now.
Okay,
Are
that's all I
we-
wanted to make sure.
Are we at Guts' token
Yes.
on the map? I'm gonna take my cart and donkey and come like around onto the side somewhere and keep an eye on the gate in case they manage to slip out some way. But I'm just kind of like trying to look as nondescript, kind of like sleeping on the back of my cart as she's just trotting around. So it just kind of looks like this goblin sleeping on the back of a cart going past.
Sure. They'd certainly recognize you. Like, it's not a thing.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can-
Yeah. I'm not expecting like guards or anything like that to not recognize me or anything. It's not for the nondescriptness. It's so like they don't question why I'm there or anything like that. They're just gonna leave me to sleep. I mean, I'm part of the hero group.
Sure. Yeah. That's fine. You'd also know, and really the rest of you would have noticed too, that some of these patrols that you've organized are staying much closer. Some are staying on the gates themselves. It would be very difficult to slip out of the gates in the first place. It would be pretty much impossible to right now.
Can we harangue them and say, "Get out there! You defend your city. Let's get out there and do some reconnaissance."
Sure, you can.
What the
And
hell?
when
Don't
would
you love
say
your
that,
families?
there's
I mean,
murderers on
realistically-
the loose.
Yes, and
We
there's
can't let them
monsters-
escape.
There's monsters out in the fields. Which would you rather have? Your entire family get killed by a horde of monsters, or a couple bad guys running around?
Well, right now, the killers on the outside are being kept outside from the walls, but the killers on the inside are being kept inside from the walls.
Idiots. I can't believe I'm dealing with idiots.
Anyhow, let's go try to gather some truth out of character.
Try to gather some what?
Monsters up to attack the front gate out of character.
That's a great idea.
Piss off
Let's go find some more
eyeballs.
monsters.
Oh.
Should we bring a squad of guards to sacrifice? Help us.
Sure, maybe we can ask Eckert if he has any despair. It sounds like they don't, though.
Well, it sounds like a lot of them are actually just being lazy and just sitting by the gates when they could be out patrolling with us. Let's make use of them. We've organized them for a reason.
Would you want me to go check it out? Because I think I've spoken with Eckert the most.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go find him.
I mean, we
Where
can
is
pretty much go as a party. It doesn't have to be one person.
Yeah.
that? Fair enough. Well, let's go find him.
Yeah, you managed to find him without too much trouble. He is, as a matter of fact, back at the
Tavern?
jailhouse.
Oh, okay, well, is he fucking drinking again?
No.
Okay, do they let us in?
He would come outside to speak with
Okay.
you.
Yeah, they're not about to let the adventuring party ride into the jail where the dude's been murdered. Meanwhile, Tadpole, are you back with us again now?
I'm gonna watch from the shadows.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because just having you all of a sudden turn back up with us again.
Yes, I'm gonna try to hide in cover, just kind of.
Sure.
The Shadow Monk Rogue is going to be in the shadows.
I don't particularly need a roll for that one either.
Okay. Okay.
Well, Eckerd steps out to speak with you all. Well, I'm sure you've heard what's happened, but it's just one thing after another right now.
Only bits and pieces.
Well, those bastards who framed you are, well, they staged an escape somehow. Killed one of my men. I have no idea. Perhaps one had a lockpick hidden in... Ugh, he sort of shudders. One of those places where we didn't check.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, you mean the prison wallet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe one of them was a magical user of some sort. They was attacked from the front and then killed from the back, it looks like.
I think one of them did use magic. Did you not know about that?
Out of character, I don't remember if it came up.
I think we checked. Like, does any of them look like spellcasters?
Yeah.
I think, and then one of the the female did. I want to say or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think.
Yeah, that would have been.
I think it was one of the males, wasn't it?
Well, someone was. We checked to see if they had counterspell. Basically, it came down to a
Oh,
fail.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well then, yes, that likely what happened was some apparently had a spell to unlock the gates or whatever. They waited until apparently your friend had an issue outside.
I look over at Guts. Yeah, she's you know how entertainers can be with things.
You're gonna have to give me a perception or a persuasion
She's flamboyant.
on that one.
Persuasion?
Yes.
Little diva.
I get advantage by chance by Guts being a diva. Guts, help me out. Yeah,
Guts, you give him the bardic inspiration.
Yeah, you perform, Guts. You perform that act.
Can I? Am I here?
Yeah, we're all here.
Yeah, you would be there.
Start screeching again.
I'll start pulling out my violin. I'm gonna what's the word? Kind of fiddle with it a little, like noodling.
Get all the horrible screeching off keynotes out.
Yeah, and then Tadpole can join in. That'll give you inspiration.
So
We're playing very.
the conversation goes a little something like this. Like, yeah, as a matter of fact, there was a huge distraction from your friend. And then you go, yeah, she's very, eccentric. And then she whips out a violin and just starts screeching at the top of her lungs.
Ah!
Yes. Yeah, bards, you know? They're drama queens.
Right.
You didn't say they were a good bard. They're just a bard.
Ever get the drunken ones, or in the bigger cities, they just abuse drugs. It's.
I'm gonna whip around to Rick and say, Rick, go get my smelling salts.
Yeah. But hey, she's she
I
knows
used
healing.
the last.
I give like a cringy face to Echo, and I'm like, she knows healing magic.
He sort of nods his head slowly. Right. That might explain why she refused treatment after all that. Anyway, I understand. But either way, it's another headache to worry about. We've ensured that they haven't left the city. As you can see, we've pretty much tripled the guards from volunteers. Jacob was quite well liked amongst the guards, so some of the folks who have been off duty are now volunteering their time.
On that note, is the angry douchebag guard in eyesight?
No, he would not be.
I wanted to. It's like, yeah, I liked him over the other one too. Give the other guy a clear, but he's not here. Well, shame they've gotten, 3 people now? Mrs. Potter's, that gate guard from the other night. Bunch of bastards.
Yes.
If it wasn't for the connections, whatever they supposedly had, I'm sure they'd be, taken care of by now.
What if they're working with a flower?
I doubt anyone's working with the kobold. Yeah, by the way, kobold's weird. We read some stuff about the name he's using. Very weird.
Yes?
Oh, did you? I was just mentioning in passing. Did you actually want to know about the name?
Well, it's probably not important right now. More pressing things, of course.
The short version is...
Maybe.
Yeah, the short version is that Iflo Power, whatever it's pronounced, is actually the name of some wizard from a few centuries ago.
A wizard kobold?
He didn't really use any
no.
magic. Personally,
He was a human before he was a kobold.
Yeah, it's a human wizard's name from like 5 centuries ago.
Is there any? I feel like maybe with all of this, I'm just feeling like Iflau might have something to do with the wall. So if Iflau was a necromancer powerful enough to do the wall, would he have anything at his disposal that he may be able to change his race or appearance or anything like that over 500 years that he's been documented alive for?
I don't think the wall's that old, right? The wall's less than a century old, at least, I thought.
Around there. And I'm looking for it, but I don't see it on my notes because I keep terrible notes. But we know the person's name who built the wall, and it was not Iflo Pawu.
I mean, it could just be a thing, maybe something to do with the artifact that's keeping him alive or some weird shit like that. But yeah, that's where his namesake comes from, at least.
Where is this name? Maybe we didn't learn it. Yeah. No, that's somebody else.
Reminder, Guts, you have your pipes of haunting.
I certainly do.
It's a DC 15 if you want to spook people.
As in right
No, I'm just saying whenever you want to spook people.
Oh, yeah.
But we can spook
Woo!
them, who knows? I don't think they have good wisdom saves.
All right. So, going on, what do we want to talk to Eckert about?
Or just ask if we could, if any people we could spare for a night patrol.
Oh, well.
Trying to figure out the Kruthic sleep schedule if they even fucking sleep.
Makes sense. You could take a squadron with you. It'd probably do them good to get some experience.
Got any lanterns?
Do a normal patrol. Oh yeah, we could scrounge up some lanterns. Oil, right?
Yeah, whatever works.
Of course. And without, much time at all, a, patrol is scrounged up. It's about 5 militia and 1 actual guardsman. Unmounted, of course. I think we just got very distracted. So what's the plan? We do have several people with us right now.
I'll go lead them north to fight the enemy.
Yes, let's go find some bugs to let's have some death happen, whether it's in guards or bugs. Either way is working for our case.
Yeah, let's get them some fighting experience. Have some, keep a few survivors maybe, so they tell the horrible stories they had to face. You know what I mean?
So my question, before we even hit on that, is what exactly are we doing? Are we leaving this up to chance that we're fighting these things? Are we looking ourselves? Or planning on killing them ourselves? Or
I say we go dangle some bait outside one of their tunnel holes and draw a couple out.
This guard doesn't
It's-
by
it's-
chance happen to have an amulet that controls the wall, does he?
he would not.
Okay.
Because I was thinking if we can get a win in and get their morale up, then maybe we can take a larger group down into the tunnels themselves. And then we can sort out more guards at one time, as opposed to one actual guard and a handful of militia.
Let's get them out. Let's get them, actually some fighting experience, so to make it like
Yeah.
a decent battle, so they know they can bring back stories and then when we have a bigger group, take them down into the tunnels like there's no issues, and then
Okay.
have them be slaughtered.
The next question is, where are we looking for these Kuthrik?
We could just go back to the river. I mean, how far away was that again?
A few miles,
Yeah.
7 miles. The closest tunnel is 5 miles away, which does have some patrols, even if it's older.
I'm going to ask Guts to hold on to my bag of holding again. Wow.
Okay.
I don't want to have anything that might tie me to the break-in or breakout.
I mean, anything like that you can probably leave in my cart, and I can leave my cart and donkey at
Oh,
the
no.
inn or something.
And
Guts
then we
is-
come back, the donkey's been stolen by the people that broke out.
Exactly.
Well, now
Yeah,
the rat
but-
folk would be at the city
Well, yeah.
still. They could,
So
keep
they're
an eye on
watching
it.
our gear. Because when I don't have the donkey and cart with me, I just assume it's with the rat folk and that they're okay with looking after it because I've got the food with the donkey for it and everything. It's self-sufficient.
I just realized I can lip read. I forgot about this. +5 to passive perception, and passive investigation. That's the thing. Do I have that modifier in?
So we're pretty much going back to where we found these things before?
I think we should take that main road we found, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Or the southernmost road?
Yeah.
And exactly sort of what are we doing? Are we just sort of back and forth trying to make as much noise as possible?
Probably walk on it north a bit, maybe we can head down, because it's just below us, right? It's less than, like, it's just a tunnel we can dig down to.
Right.
I mean, Adrian, isn't your shifting earth a cantrip?
Yeah, I can do that at will.
Yeah, so why don't you just basically churn over the earth in front, like in a fucking cube in front of us, so it's just churning and basically constantly creating vibrations. It'll draw them quick enough if they're in the area.
And what if the rest of us jump up and down while he's doing it?
I'm sure 10 people would get tremor sense a good go. So let's head out to the thing, look for any other tunnel.
Whoops.
Also, we dig a tunnel to the tavern.
All right.
And back to another field.
So we get to where that southernmost line is. And give me a couple seconds to get some other tokens on here.
Would we have Zeus with us?
Probably not.
Okay. I mean, that's an up to you thing. If you want to bring her with, by all means.
I feel like when we go into potentially dangerous situations, no. But anything else, like we're going into a hive kind of thing. Fuck.
Yeah, in all fairness, personally, I don't think we should bring her to doing this stuff that almost got me.
I think she would want to come, though, is the thing. Because, I mean,
I think she would want to come.
Yeah.
She'd probably be getting kind of bored of being in the city. We're no longer partying the way we were before, and so, you know, she's a bit restless. She would certainly want to come, but she wants to do pretty much everything with you guys anyway.
Who wouldn't, really? Think about it.
To make sure she stays with the rat folk, we don't want her getting kidnapped again.
Well, are we bringing her or not? I mean...
Can we tell Troll to keep an eye out on her?
Sure, I mean, like, if she's staying back, she'd likely be, you know, with the rest of the group still.
Make sure Troll knows about the escapees.
But, I mean, we're still sort of torn on whether we're bringing her or not.
Oh, no. I don't... If no one else thought to bring her, then no, we didn't bring her.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that her personality, she would probably be wanting to come more often than not as well.
Right.
Because of the whole, she doesn't want to not be doing things with us.
Okay, so
She
we
would
are...
want to come, but this time she's not allowed to.
Why do I have control of guts but not myself?
Because someone else played you, and someone else played Guts.
Okay, hold on. I will make sure all permissions are correct. You should be able to control yourself. I don't know why. Try dragging
Put the
another token on there.
Yeah. Maybe it sound like the map page or something weird.
Yeah, I can
happens
control.
sometimes. You can control it now? Which one? Okay.
This one.
Guts, can you control your token? Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so Our plan right now is to go onto the tunnel and jump up and down on it. Long story short, right?
like a
No,
little
our-
kid on the top of the...
Make quote unquote noise on top of the tunnel. Yeah.
Do we have our mounts?
You would be mounted. The rest of the guards would not.
Perfect.
So I say as we travel out there, let's have them like in the outskirts, like around us.
Horses have a move speed of 48.
Yes, you have a move speed of 42.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be.
Okay. So they're all surrounding you, doing their best to learn from you, asking questions of you, all that kind of stuff. Are you going through the pretenses of actually like teaching them things, or are you just getting out of there?
Oh, we'll make these ones our elite crew.
Right?
We'll actually train these ones and give them good morale, so they'll
Maybe
come in
flip
to
some
the hive
names.
proper.
Maybe slip some inaccuracies in there.
Okay. So we're kind of teaching and all that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, as I mentioned before, we make our way to the southernmost tunnel, and we're there. Are we, like, obviously trying to attract attention? Like, what's the deal when we actually get to the thing? Are we trying to make it overt? Let's get them. Let's fight them. Are we trying to covertly doing it and then, oh no, they attacked us?
I actually say we're pretty overt about it. We want the crew thing to show up at least.
Do we know how deep down the tunnel is?
Not extremely deep. It's like 10 foot. Based
Ah,
on all the other tunnels we've seen.
But
I'm gonna use a charge of my detect thoughts amulet to do a sweep and see if there's anything actively down in the tunnels now within 30 feet around me.
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Let's be overt.
Okay. So after a while of you being overt, you can actually see, coming from the north, another tunnel sort of being burrowed as we're coming out. Oops, and it didn't actually draw for some reason.
And I'll say to the guards, look there. There's a sign that they're coming. If you see that and you're not with us, get away.
You see it, and very similar to last time.
Charges straight at you.
It doesn't quite charge straight at you, but very close to. I apparently deleted a sheet without meaning to.
Say, I got the sheets and my monster manual I can drag in for you. Well, MTOF. I'm not sure I have two pages for each MTOF thing, though. It's weird.
Oops, that's definitely not the right one.
Are those the Hive Lords?
They sure are.
They got our
There's
fucking
two
sense
Hive
down.
Lords.
Fucking Christ.
That's two adults, yes?
That's two young
Yes.
things. These are adults?
No, those are
That's
the quote-unquote
hatchling?
hatchling.
The adults are green, the Hive Lords are the color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, we got hatchlings and we got adults. So we got all three of them.
There's actually another kind. There's a young that we've seen before that have not shown up. But for now, let us roll for initiative. And if you'll bear with me, I have to do a little bit of rolling.
Why do I have to have a 3?
Oof.
Don't worry, I'll help you out, Rick. You know when my turn happens. The owl rolled better than you.
I rolled a nat 1.
Get it out of the way on initiative.
Alright?
I know, but I have to deal with it for all of the initial. Yeah. Let's just hope I don't go in a battle now, though.
All right, everybody roll.
Yep.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it is the big one's turn first, apparently.
Woohoo!
Joy.
So we know how these things pretty much operate. I've got two things. Give me 1 second, because, again, something happened with one of my character sheets.
If you need a sheet, just make a token.
No. I'm just putting their damage so I can do it much easily on it, because, of course, the Hive Lords, they hit a little bit harder.
Alright, I'm just saying, if you, for future reference, if you need something made, get a sheet, I can drag it in. I have the tokens and stuff, because I have the monster modules installed. It comes with all the lore and stuff dragged in, the tokens pre-made. Look how beautiful this token is. Don't you just want to kiss that face?
What?
Look at the token in Discord that pops up. There you go. Look at that face.
All right. So the first one, which is this one right here, will attack at the closest thing, first with a toxic spike, which happens to be this guard right here.
Oh, it's fucking dead.
And then we'll charge in and attack with a claw.
He is dead.
Murked.
I don't know why claw rolled twice. We'll be taking the first one if that continues to do twice for reasons. Okay.
Dead?
I don't believe I need to roll to see whether he takes poison or not, because he is pretty much eviscerated.
Now, are those militia, are they standard guards, and then the actual guards, the halberds, are
Correct.
a bit better?
Yes.
Like,
presumably. It's certainly better equipped.
ooh.
The next one will do something similar, aimed at this guard right here. First with a toxic spike, then moving in and attacking with a claw.
Do they have shields? Dead.
The militia?
Yeah.
They do not.
He just got slashed in half.
So much for high morale.
It was a lousy one, but yes, it still was enough to bring it down because they are a weak little militia. Alright, Guts, it is your turn.
Alright, so I am going to move closer. Ooh. I'm going to try and hit this one.
Sure, and
But
you
for-
and let me stop you real quick, because you and Janeon were not here for it. These things are beefy to the extreme.
I can,
Okay, so I'm going to move back a little.
yeah, I can tell by a 2x2 tile that we need to be being careful with these fuck.
Like, I
Nice.
need to rage. I need to rage before I run.
Alright, so, knowing that, what do you do?
First
I
thing
take
I
a
would like
second
to
to
do.
replan.
Yeah, I would like to leave. But no, I'm going to use my feature of Lamentful Fugue, so I'll post the description really
Okay.
quickly. But I'm going to start doing a little performance that allows me to instill feelings of remorse and sadness in listeners, as in the big chunky boy I just pointed out.
Wrong button.
And as a result, I'm going to also cast Phantasmal Force on him.
The Kuthric feels a somewhat alien sensation and feeling, as it feels bad for eviscerating that poor guard.
He should, and I'm going to sing about how he's a terrible, terrible creature.
He's a bad boy. Why does being a bad boy feel like a bad thing?
What's he going to do when we come for him?
Intelligence save. Okay.
These things can't be that smart.
Actually, High Lords aren't really that. They're the smartest, but they're not
Crit.
smart. You know what I mean?
-2.
That's the worst crit fail I've ever seen.
So he's going to, and then for the phantasm, I want it to be like a giant gust of like.
He literally
wind and
catches
split.
retard.
You want it to be what, Guts?
Slate or like hail and stuff.
Okay. Alright, and that's in a 10-foot cube. So, and you did it to this farther one, right? Or the northernmost?
Yes, I'm trying to delete the.
Okay. And a 1d6. Or is it a 2d6?
Wrong one. I pressed the wrong.
Well, we can do the 5.
Okay, cool.
All right, Adrian, your turn.
So I'm like, yeah, so if you see big ass motherfuckers, run away and hide. Over to Rick, I'm gonna be a bro, I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder. The cast haste on Rick. I'm gonna back up like 40 feet.
Okay. So, Rick, you get 2 AC bonus
And 80 movement speed, yay!
and additional attack.
And advantage on deck saves.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't
Well,
come up very often. All right, so it is this adult's turn. Let me check my range. Okay.
I'm trying to keep the guards alive or they all just die.
It will move up to here and it will attack the actual guardsman.
Rip.
He is not quite down.
He needs potion though.
He's looking sad, but he is not quite down. All right, it is
He rolls.
this guard's or militia's person's turn right here, and he sort of shouts, "What do I do?"
Warm up.
go for
Group
the
together in
small
the center. Use range.
And
We have
he-
no range.
Yeah, the militia are like clubs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they at least had like pikes or something like that.
Weren't they like mass producing short bows or something though?
Like,
I know.
it takes a while to make a short bow. They didn't grab any. They have gloves. Instead of going in, however, he just sort of comes in towards the middle. And that's pretty much going to be his turn. It is this teeny boy's turn right here. It's going to move into Tadpole and attack. For 4 damage. which is max.
Like ahead of time, if we were actually telling them stuff, we tell them to fight the small ones and run away from the big ones.
All right, it is this big boy's turn right here. Whoops.
He's a big boy.
Well, he's a medium boy, I guess.
He's a big boy.
He also comes in and attacks Tadpole, and now has advantage on said attack. 15, does that hit? On Tadpole.
No, that's a miss.
Okay. All right, it is Militia Man down here's turn. He will come up and attack this medium boy right here. He just misses, I'm afraid. This one is dead. He does not get to attack. Janeon, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna start off by loosing a which one? A grasping at that one was the one that attacked first, eh?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, that one there.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Crit.
Yeah.
Ignore the dueling style damage, but crit.
So it takes 12 and then an additional 2d6. All right, so it takes 22. Which is a big hit, and it's got the grasping arrow effect on it, which we'll do by this little man right here.
And then I'm going to quickly just... Yeah, nice, I can move that. So I'm going to move there and use my second attack with my rapier on this one.
Okay. Well, that's a hit.
Yep.
No, I'm pretty sure like 3 high rolls could take on the entire militia and go probably.
Probably. All right, it is this man's turn right here. He will... What will he do? Oh no, a 30, excuse me. He'll move forward right here and pretty much end his turn. This boy happens to be dead. And this little gentleman right here will run forward and attack this militia guard with advantage.
Ooh, he did. Oh, maybe not.
He's not dead. But he's not looking happy either. You got an action for a corks?
The owl will, are we fighting these guys off now? Owl will distract the big boy, and the big boy, that's the big boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll give advantage to whoever attacks the big boy next.
Okay. Tadpole, your turn.
Okay, so I am going to attack this one here with my dagger, this one here with a kick, and then run like hell. Okay. Or short sword, I mean. So first one's with a short sword.
That's it.
Okay, and a sneak attack. And I'm doing a kick on the other one. And I get advantage.
Okay, that's
No,
a hit.
oh, no, wait, is he...
It's a hit either way.
Okay, all right, cool. And then I am going to run.
Okay, the kick is enough to kill that little one.
All right. I will Move back here.
All right, it is the guard's turn. The guard levies a spear, charges over here at this medium-sized boy. Oops, that's the wrong.
Hey.
I don't know why it's doing necrotic damage.
I was gonna say, what? He has a magic weapon?
No, wait. I do remember. He does do an extra necrotic damage.
What? He has a magic weapon?
Because he has a bone spear.
Dang.
He has what appears to be a piece of the wall fashioned into a spear, presumably. Rick.
Proceed direction with 3 attacks.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that. It says in that.
The extra.
It says in that it's an extra action on each of its turns that can be only used to take the attack.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Now,
If you attack.
this says whenever you use the attack action on your turn. So is that 4 attacks I have?
No, it's not. See, look,
No.
you copied it wrong.
No.
The
Damn
action
it.
only to take the attack. There's parentheses right after that.
I
One
totally didn't
weapon
even
attack only.
I totally didn't
The
even read
action
that.
can be used to only take the attack. 1 attack only. Dash, disengage, hide, or use an object act. Literally.
Yeah, nah. I totally didn't read that.
It's alright. You do only get 3
I feel
attacks.
like a scrub. I feel like a scrub. Either way, I totally have enough movement to move around to there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
Very
gonna
likely.
come around this way, and then I'm going to attack this one.
I'm gonna move the token. There you go.
I'm going to give that 3 good
You
attacks.
do take an attack of opportunity from the little one, because you went right past it.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
This one right here.
He's right next to it still.
That's not where he started. He started over here.
Yeah, he basically
Yeah, I went-
cycled right around it. So
I was here, I went past, up, and then around.
Yeah.
Did I mention I was raging?
Here.
Because I would have been.
Yeah, you take 6. That is the biggest attack that little one will ever make.
Until it gets stomped
I-
by.
I-
You
feel
actually
really
only take
bad.
3. You're raging.
Yeah, I feel really bad because that probably will be, and it's still not as big as it could be. Yeah, and I will just take 3 attacks with my bone club at the big one that I'm
Okay.
closest to.
Looking for 16s. Yeah. All right.
I think those hit.
Whoops. 34 damage to it. Which is, an attack and a half. It is the big one's turn. And it will attack you back in turn with 2 claw attacks.
Nice.
Both missing.
I'm going to completely dodge. Bro.
You're just moving so fast right now, you just barely sort of lean out the way of its claw swiping down at you. Alright, it is the big one. The big one in the hailstorm is going to come around and attack Guts.
Wonderful.
Entangled, but
No, the other one is entangled. Guts takes 25.
Jesus Christ.
Ow.
Wait, Gus, you have a lot of HP, right?
Get chunked, son.
And Guts, it is your
And-
turn.
Yeah, I'm about half my life right now. Love that for us. So I'm going to.
You're breaking up a ton for me. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
on my end.
barely heard you. Nah, I think it's Guts' end.
Alright, so I'm going to disengage and move back.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I am going to do, if I can do this, I would I would like to put out my hand, swish it around a bit, and cast Thunder Wave.
Mm-hmm.
At me?
Oh, Thunderwave is like 10-foot range, isn't it? Or from you.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's south 15-foot cube.
adjacent, yeah. So you cannot
Never
hit
mind.
him.
Why are you hitting me, Guts? Why? I thought we were friends.
Alright, I guess I'll just hold my action, see if anyone comes close.
You can
Okay.
heal the guard that's injured.
You can heal yourself.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Can I down one of those potions?
You can.
One that healing word, the friendly guard, so he survives to tell the story. No? Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say?
You wanna heal the guard that's halfway dead so he survives to tell the story at all?
I think I have.
Bonus action healing spell that reaches out 30 plus feet. She's perfectly in range of.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right.
Yay. Maybe? Yay.
I'm gonna cast it at second level.
That might be a waste. He doesn't have that many hit points to begin with. Alright, if you're casting it at second level, give me a 2d4.
Question, are we in the woods still?
Grasslands.
This is all grassland.
Grasslands.
Grassland. So there's no trees, what you're saying.
Very few. They're very sparse.
And they're not big ones like at the forest, I would imagine. They'd be like sparse poplars and stuff like that.
You heal him up for all the damage he has taken thus far.
Yeah, he
last one
might
was
survive.
Alright, Adrian, it is your turn.
Should I save a fire? I'm sure we'll be fine. I'll help ease us along. Vic, you got advantage to this, and you have double resistance, so...
Oh, if you're throwing fire at me, I am happy with that at any point in time. You don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to, like, these three in range, if I can aim it, like, over here, so it just, you know, the guards feel the warmth, but they don't take the fucking damage.
Being less safe about the guy who
Probably like here-ish.
He's all goods. He's all goods with a little sunbathing.
Oh, it's so annoying making these damn circles.
Right about here, I'm pretty sure. Can you see my thing?
I can.
There you go. That works.
That's probably
Oh,
not
is it?
30 feet either, but it's good enough. We can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so DC 16s. First is the big boy. That's a miss. He takes the full 27.
He alive still?
Yeah.
God damn.
They're
That's like
beefy.
60 damage.
I just, after all these years, realized how bloody overpowered Fireball is.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This was toned down.
Yeah.
Have you seen 3rd edition spell?
It's just as safe.
Fire damage is the most powerful damaging magic generally, but it's also the most resistant.
Yeah.
So then you have Eldritch Blast, which is just OP.
I'm not even rolling for the little boy. Like, he wouldn't survive it either way.
And they all failed, basically, too. Did Big Boy survive?
Let me think about it.
Safe?
This one in the middle that we are fighting is still alive. Oh, no, he's dead. He took damage previously.
Yeah, I would say.
So now the only ones that are up are the big two.
And he's about to kill these guards right next to him.
It
No,
is
he's not.
this guard's turn, who is right next to the big one. It will hit it with its club. Or attempt to. Misses miserably. Okay, it is this guy's turn. He would come forward, because he's feeling pretty good right now, and attempt to smack the big one. Man, I keep bringing up the wrong one.
Especially all the fire
Kills
magic.
He
kills it,
misses
yes.
barely.
Oh.
Janeon, it is your turn.
This one's basically untouched, right?
More or less. It's been hit, but not
Alright.
hard.
I pull out my other boomerang and let off my other shot, but this time I use banishing
Okay.
or banishing blade.
Well, that's a hit.
Yep. So that one there's Gonzo till the end of its next turn, so we can deal with them one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna go nice.
All right.
And I know I've still got
Go
the
ahead.
rest of my turn, and then I move there and follow up with the attack.
That is a miss,
And-
I am afraid.
Oh, is it okay?
Would he not have advantage from all of us fighting?
Yeah, you know what? He would, with 3 people on him. So, yeah, we will call that.
I'll chuck that on there too then. So it's an extra 5 damage on there.
Very close to dying. Maybe the next 2 or 3 attacks. The owl.
You should totally get your owl to hold its action to do its advantage giving thing when the fresh Hive Lord comes back into.
Okay, I'll have to go wait for that then.
Okay. And Tadpole.
Okay. Let's see. I think I am within. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to go and Whack. Well, this guy, is this a friend?
Yes.
An ally? Okay, good. So I get advantage then.
Yes.
All right.
Oh no, this one right here
That-
has been banished.
Oh, he's banished.
Yes.
That one's in the Feywild
Until the end of his next turn.
Okay. Well, then, in that case, I'm going. This is the only monster left that can be attacked.
Correct.
All right. Well, then I'm going to swap to my short bow.
You could hold your attack gets back.
Yeah, you can hold your action until this one comes back if you wanted.
No, because I don't want to be next to him when he comes back.
Yes, good point.
Yeah, I'm going to be over here, and I'm going to shoot this bugger with the bow. Shoot this one with the bow.
All right.
So, dun dun dun.
That's a hit.
And here's my sneak attack. Man, my sneak attack has sucked lately, but there you go. And I am going to move just a little further away.
All right, so it is now Big Boy's guard's turn, and he will move over to here. He will attempt to attack the big one. He'll hit. And he'll hit it for 6. Rick.
All right.
So this one isn't dead yet?
Is not dead yet, is very nearly dead.
I'm going to, I suppose, finish it off.
That finishes it off. It had 11 left at that
And
point.
then, so I'll be like, yeah, after that, I'm just gonna do this one.
Okay.
With this one's gonna hopefully so it sees me first.
Okay, it is its turn. At the end of its turn, it materializes back into the world. Guts, it's your turn.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's
All
right. That's at the end of.
Yep, it doesn't get a turn.
All right. So I am going to scream at this cruncher and unleash. I don't know, a angry string of insults at him. Like, get your long ass out of here. Terrible with insults, so. Anyone have any ideas for a good insult?
First you made it feel depressed, and now you just insult it.
I'm gonna beat
Earthworm.
him.
It's gonna
Gonna
need
destroy
therapy
his-
by the end of this.
I'm gonna destroy his self-esteem.
Oh, gosh.
If you can't kill it, get it to kill itself.
Just like in Mass Effect. I hate it's taking forever to load.
Did you not click it? Try it again.
I feel like I'm going insane.
I stopped casting Madness on Guts.
Can you give me a minute while I try and figure this out?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna post like
What are you
the
trying to cast?
vicious mockery.
I have your sheet still.
Thank you.
All right, so at first level you're casting it?
No, this
Second
is a
level.
cantrip.
Second level. Okay. Well, let's get a wisdom out of it. 13. Probably.
Pretty sure that fails. Yeah, it's got like a 14 or 15.
Okay. All right. So that's
It's 15.
2d4 damage.
Wild.
All right, for 6.
The little damage.
Well, I mean, the disadvantage is not to be scoffed at. Adrian, it is your turn.
Okay, Firebolto.
It's a hit.
Firebolto.
Not a bad one.
And let's see the guards dogpile it.
All right, and then yes, the guards are going to, or the militia are going to dogpile it. First, the one that's already next to it. Okay. And then this one over here. Okay, and then a Janeon.
It's like Gary's. I'm just gonna move here and attack it twice with my rapier.
Mm-hmm. Hit and a miss.
Nice. Actually, and I will also do that
Okay.
to slap another attack on there, which misses, so never.
Unfortunately. It's this little boy's turn. He will run in with his club. And
See, a small child just bashed the knee in.
he's like a metaphorical little boy.
He's the one hobbit on the militia.
All right, Al. Presumably repeating actions.
Yep. I wanted to hold this action for the guardsmen specifically.
All right, Tadpole, your turn.
Okay. I am within range, I believe. Yep. Okay, so I am going to move over there. And I am going to swing with my sword, kick him, and run. And I get advantage on both. And I get sneak attack. And I'm going to move.
All right. The guard. He will step over his fallen comrade. You're going to give him advantage.
What?
He didn't need your advantage.
Does he kill it?
Nobody has bloodied it.
Oh, shit. We're gonna kill it.
It spins on the spot. Everything falls down.
Rick, it's your turn.
Seeing that it is now bloody, I will just drop my bone club and shield on the ground and use a different weapon to attack.
Okay.
But I'll still make 3 attacks.
Yep. That is 2 hits. The last one did not. Let's see.
Do I not have advantage with
You do.
a swarm of people around them?
Yeah, I'm never gonna
Is that
remember
enough to kill it?
advantage.
It's 18, 20 for the first hit.
It is
22,
not quite enough
29.
to kill it.
29, 20, that's 34, 36. That would make it 44, that would make it 40.
Oh, I didn't add, I didn't
7,
add the range.
47?
Now, I thought we were going to try to lead these guys back to city.
No, I think we
Nearly
changed
dead.
to just giving them good morale. And then later on, we're gonna both lead shit back and also kill guards off.
Well, it
This
is
is
going
just-
to get one more turn, and it is going to attack the two to the top,
No.
starting with Laughter Boy and
Weather the storm.
Right Boy.
No.
Oof. Can we trade those around?
It does not
Can I
kill
leave?
it.
Oh.
He is at 1 hit point.
Oh.
Whoa.
Guts, it is your turn. That's actually not true. He's at 2, but that's less exciting than 1.
You said
Twice as many hit points as
No,
we
it's just one hit.
Guts! Make
It's
this
like
thing run
Daniel.
from us so it gets 6 reaction attacks.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
What? 1 attack or 6?
It's the 6 part.
There's 6 people surrounding it.
If it moves away from all of us, from your dissident whispers or anything like that, it takes 6 attacks from everything taking it around. Sorry,
All
more than
right.
6, because I get 2 and
No, Rick.
Rick
You would
gets...
still just get the 1.
Attack of
damage.
opportunities. Only
Oh
get
no,
one.
just 1, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I got dissonant whispers ready. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. I know the law.
This thing's about to get obliterated.
I'm gonna take out my pipes of haunting, not to use like specifically for its abilities, but just to use and start playing a discordant melody.
Oh, you...
Wait, doesn't he have a though because he meant full feud?
16, beat your...
Hold on, I gotta go
Uh,
out and come back in. Everybody's a robot again.
Yeah, your DC, Gus.
Yes, Orphus. It's still half of
Durhill.
3d6 damage.
That should be enough.
All the damage.
That would have been the best play ever, though. I reckon it would have taken in
That
excess
is
of like 50.
Oh no, it takes half that.
So it takes
Yes.
3.5.
Yes. That is not enough to exactly kill it.
What?
Adrian.
It's 7 hit points
I will-
left.
It's on 1 HP, isn't it? It's on
It is
literally
now.
1
It
HP.
is
Someone
now.
kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it.
See, do I want to have the +5? Do I want the +10 to hit? I'll take the +10.
Take the guaranteed hit. Just use a fire.
You should just walk up and punch it. Just
I was
walk up and
thinking.
punch it.
Just go up, stab it once, walk away. Gotta take the guaranteed hit, though.
Oh my god.
That's enough. It goes down. Alright, so now everything we've said so far, or that we've seen so far, is that while we have in fact killed it, we have a limited amount of time before more show up. So,
Yeah, us.
what are we doing?
Get the guards on the horses, run like shit. Lead the ones back to the gate.
Yeah, that's right. More are coming now.
Let's pick up any bodies of fallen guards, throw them across our horses.
Yeah, Rick,
Slap
you
the
can-
horse and let them go.
Yeah, Rick, you could run as fast as the horse, so why don't you? Did you bring yours at all?
Can I, like,
I mean, I've got like a minute left to haste, so I can go faster than the horses quick. But nah, I didn't bring a horse with.
Yeah.
the claws on the Kuthrik, are they like, on these big Hive Lord ones, are they actually like they are on the picture? They're massive
Yes.
things?
Massive.
I'm I'm gonna rip one of them off to get crafted into a weapon at some point.
Okay,
Yeah.
you spend a little bit of time hacking at it while everybody else is pretty much throwing your dead or your almost dead onto the horses.
Hey, but can you touch this
Are we
guy up?
Are we able to take all of the corpses? Because otherwise, I'll just do it later. If we're able to take all the corpses, I thought we were in
We
it.
have to carry
These
people.
big ones are heavy as.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like half a ton.
I thought we weren't taking any corpses, that we were just taking the humans.
Yeah, that's what I think we're doing. Would you have to take people back?
Yeah, we don't need to take any corpses of monsters. The living, surviving guards will be more than enough.
And then
Well,
on
then,
guts,
yeah, I'll quickly hack that off.
can you spare another healing word for this dude?
Yeah, I got it.
Fuck.
Yeah. Let him be bleeding and all banged up. Don't heal him up.
But if we get hit by a spike on the way back, he might die.
Yeah. Valid.
That's what plus, yeah. You doing another second level casting?
Yeah.
Okay. He is pretty full then. So I'll take guardy guard on my back. Oh guys, we're the tunnel. Go. Get on the horse.
They're going.
Rick, pick them up, run.
So this
Grab
time,
whatever I can.
slightly different than normal. Whatever was starting to tunnel after you does not surface, but it stays tunneled. It's still coming at you pretty quickly, but not as quickly as it was on the land. So you manage to, at your gallop, even with your, dead bodies on there, of the guardsmen and the extra guardsmen running and doubling up, you manage to pull away fairly quickly from the Kuthrik. They never surface the second time.
How far does that tunnel follow us?
Till you're out of sight.
Well, let's
gonna-
slow up.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at it.
Yeah, can we keep it at a rate that we can actually bring it back to the city without
That's not
attracting the guards? Because the guards and the militia might be like, why are we baiting it to the city?
Oh, we're resting the horses.
You sort of slow down in order to hold up so this thing can sort of catch up and keep up with you. But eventually, it just stops following you.
Even with the hooves and everything else like that.
Even with the hooves and everything. You manage to make it about to... Let's see if we're on the correct map. Good.
It's a smarty one.
We go south, and we don't go too far, actually. We only go to about here before the things stop completely.
Okay.
Which is, about a mile. And let me add a nice...
If there's a brain bug, we need to teach it fear.
Can I go back there and try to just do a nature check and see if I can see is there a difference in the soil or anything that is it more rocky or
looks exactly the same on the surface? I presume you're waiting a little bit and then going back. You're not instantly. Yeah. Looks more or less the same to you. You could get closer to the tunnels and poke around inside the tunnels if you'd like.
Do you want me to open it up? I can just, open the top up.
Sure.
Okay, I'll come back.
Here,
for...
hold on to my horse because I can run faster than a horse. Actually, I run about the same as a horse.
You can run 40 feet?
I can run 50 feet.
Why give your horse to.
No, I can run 100 feet actually, but I mean dash 50 feet.
Yeah,
but
I'll
dash 100 feet.
open the tunnel up.
You open the tunnel up and you sort of peer around in it, and there doesn't seem to be anything like that where there's a difference of terrain or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you do notice very obviously that the tunnel is much smaller than the larger tunnels that came before.
Okay. Well, I'm going to yell, throw some insults, bang against the rocks.
You wait a couple minutes after doing that, and whatever does not seem extremely interested in coming back. You're guessing whatever it is left in a hurry as well.
In a hurry?
Not necessarily in a hurry, but...
Okay. All right.
So we scared them off good enough?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, we should be safe to head back then.
Yep.
All right.
Don't want them digging under us randomly.
Well, you make it back to the town with... Gosh, how many people lived?
2 died.
Guard and...
Yeah, we lost 2.
3 militia. We only lost 2. Crazy.
Well, you sound surprised.
Well, the thing
We
does
got
an
one.
8-12 in an attack.
And they had like 5 HP.
Yeah. So you make it back. Everybody's in fairly good spirits. They saw how tough these things were, but they saw that they could be killed. So everybody's
You guys
pretty positive
died in
about
one
the
hit.
thing.
Were you happy? Out of
Well,
character.
they killed it. I mean, sure, it was tough, but you and they managed to kill them all without much problem.
We managed to kill them all.
Luckily, you're the saviors of the city.
Hopefully they get more happy to go out and get killed. I guess we did raise morale some more to lead them out, I guess.
Yeah, well, next time they'll get some of their friends and we'll be able to get a big hunting party to go down into the tunnels, and then, oh look, the tunnel collapsed.
How about that? That's very strange.
Oh no, what happened? Okay, I think right now is actually a fairly decent point to stop. Because we can do our plans for the following day and then just go into those plans.
Sure. How much time does it between shifts in this city?
30 days.
And how much time has gone by with us?
It
About
is-
30 days. Oh, not about.
It is noonish on the 11th day.
Okay, so we got some time then. Okay,
Yes.
I thought we were on the 11th day when we started. Wouldn't it be early the 12th day?
You're right. There was that whole thing with the prisoners that I forgot about. You're absolutely right. It is the 12th day at noonish.
The thing is, you know, that we can help you. You guys can save us. We're leaving in like 12 days, if even.
It's like at that point, it's just not my problem anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of information that we didn't tell them before. And they're pretty shocked to hear that. They knew you were, from the
The shitty city.
that shifted around, but I don't think you guys ever said before exactly when it shifted around. You said it shifted around frequently and like clockwork, but I'm not sure if it was ever said every 30 days or so. So people are a little worried to hear this information.
They said, not my problem.
But, again, this is where we are going to end the session for today.
All right, cool.
Wild. I'm glad everyone survived.
Everyone.
We did much better
Almost.
against
The people that matter.
2 than we did the 3. Funny how that works out.
the people that matter. That's all that matters.
All right, everybody. If you joined us, thanks for joining us. I hope you all have a great day, and peace out.
Peace.